Yo, guys, what's up, team? Good morning. Hope everyone is doing well today. Job numbers are about to come out in like 1 minute, apparently. And so, I figured I'd hop on here a little bit early. Let me know what the volume is like. Let me know if you can actually hear me or if the music is a little bit too loud this morning. And I shall fix that. Let me know what the music volume is like, guys, and I'll fix it if I need to. A few hours pro, so the music is too loud. Let me fix this. Hold on, guys. I got you. It's always hard to find a good, mesh of sound. Let me know if that works. That should be good, right? Let me know. I'll check it in a second. Let me know if that works. I turned the music down substantially so you can hear my voice. Job numbers are about to come out. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Good old trusty Thinkorswim. Here we go. Alright, so Alright, so here's the drop of these news stories. I'm going to go ahead and go over this now. Ugh, man, they have spammed this. Alright, so we have US PPI EX Food and Energy YY for March is 1.4% versus the expected 1.2%. We have US jobless claims 4-week average is 4,200. Oh wait, it's 4,265,500 is the US jobless claims 4-week average, with the previous being 2.6 million roughly. And so yeah, again, the US jobless claims 4-week average is 4,265,500, and it had a previous one of 2.6 million roughly, so a little bit more than last time. We have US PPI final demand for March is 0.7% versus the expected 0.5%. We have US PPI X Food Energy TR for March minus 0.2%. Canadian unemployment rate for March was 7.8% versus the expected 7.2%, with the previous of 5.6% for the Canadian unemployment rate. What else we got? What interesting stats we hear. Okay, so we also have more Canadian numbers come out. We have Canadian unemployment rate, like I said, at 7.8% versus the expected 7.2%, with the previous 5.6%. We have Canadian part-time employment for March is minus 536.7K. We have Canadian full-time unemployment change is minus 474,000 versus the previous 37.6,000. So a lot more people are unemployed in Canada. Again, the U.S. jobless claims 4-week average is 4,265,500 versus the previous 2.6 million. U.S. initial jobless claims were 6.6 million roughly versus the expected 5.25 million. U.S. continued jobless claims were 7.45 million versus the expected 8 million, with the previous of 3 million roughly. U.S. initial jobless claims were 6.6 million versus the expected 5.25 million. I think I went over that one already. What else we got? Federal Reserve is taking additional action to provide up to $2.3 trillion in loans to support the economy. So that also just dropped a minute or two ago. It said the Federal Reserve is taking action to provide up to $2.3 trillion in loans to support the economy. So yeah, that's the news that I am seeing right now. That's the numbers that just came out today, guys. trying to fix my green screen. That's a little bit better. There we go. It should be better, right? And if I move this, yeah, that's substantially better. All right, guys. What's up, okay? What's up, Gold Plated? What's up, Peter? What's up, Flex? What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, dude? What's up, Nathan? Sand? Mr. Fishbone? What's up, Mo? What's up, sir? What's up, Pro? What's up, Mark Cuban? Yeah, I got you, bro. What's up, AY? Good morning, brother. AY's been here for... How long you been here, AY? You've been here for a long time, huh? Like, at least a few years now, right? Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate you sharing the Cyflex. Alright, guys. Let's take a look at some stocks. It's time. One thing that I've been watching today is Disney, man. Look at Disney just pop off this morning. Let me fix my scanners really quick, guys. Hold on one second. Oh, man, I know I look like Edward from Twilight right now, so just give me a second. Oof. Just too close here. Let me fix this. And almost better. There we go. That actually should be just about right. About right. Alright. I got it. And there we go. Alright, guys. So, yeah, Disney popping off this morning. We got USWS gapping up here. I'll start looking up some catalysts behind these moves. But, again, the U.S. jobless numbers came out today. And, again, man, something happened with their program. Man, there's somebody's program on their news bot is just auto posting a bunch of nonsense. So again, the Federal Reserve is said they're taking additional action and they're going to provide up to $2.3 trillion in loans to support the economy, and will keep monitoring the markets to see if more help is actually needed. These additional action incentives with this $2.3 trillion is going to assist households and employers of all sizes, as well as state and local governments. And Chair Powell said the central bank's role is to, quote, provide as much relief and stability as we can while country fights pandemic, and that will purchase up to $600 billion in loans through Main Street lending program aimed at small and mid-sized businesses using $75 billion in capital from the Treasury. And that's the news that just dropped this morning. Again, they're saying they're going to come out and put another $2.3 trillion to support loans for the economy, is what just came out. But yeah, so again, we got USWS. I'm going to start looking up some catalysts behind some of these moves here. The first one I'm going to start off at the top of the list, USWS here. And then we got Tesla at number... Oh, no, that's not Tesla. That's the fake Tesla. Alright, so U.S. Well Service had some news that came out actually yesterday in after hours. It popped off a little bit this morning in pre-market as well, but the release that came out for USWS states that they will provide electric hydraulic fracturing fleet to support the EQT's completion activity for 3 years if all optional extensions are exercised, whatever that means. So yeah, they're going to provide an electric hydraulic fracturing fleet to support EQT's completion activity for 3 years if optional extensions exercised. So yeah, so basically they received a long-term electric frac contract. So U.S. Well Services, which is USWS, and EQT Corporation made a deal with long-term frac contracts for USWS. We'll see what happens. We have TLSA here, which is not Tesla. I thought it was Tesla, but it's the bootleg Tesla. And this one is up after they announced development of the novel investigational treatment for patients investigated with COVID-19. Just another company jumping on the COVID-19 boom. Again, they announced that they're developing a novel investigational treatment for the COVID-19, is what they said for TLSA. We'll see what happens. It's gapping up from 217 to 375. We got NLS here as well. gapping up from 240 to 361 for NLS. They are up after good first quarter revenue and guidance. So they are up after good first quarter revenue and guidance, making it really easy on me. Yeah, I bet they did, man. 50 million. Nice, Bill. What's up, Bill? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. So yeah, we'll see what happens. This one made it really easy. Good first quarter revenue and guidance. We got RIG here, gapping up. That's a big float stock. About a little bit over $500 million in the float for RIG, so a larger float for that cheap of a stock. We got HLX Energy Solutions. Let's look at the catalyst for this one as well for HLX. Alright, so they announced a fireside chat. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article, and this is from Business Wire in Houston, and it says Helix Energy Solutions, apparently they're right around me, announced that they will be hosting, and this is all quoting again, it says, quote, announced they will be hosting a fireside chat with Ian MacPherson, Managing Director, Equity Research Analysis at Simmons Energy, Piper Sandler on Wednesday. And so basically, the fireside chat will be an audio webcast live from the quote from the investor page of Helix's website. And investors and other interested parties wishing to listen to the fireside chat via telephone may do so by dialing 1-800-684-3321. And so yeah, they just put out something. They're going to be hosting a fireside chat. Let me see. They're anticipating that the chat is about progress on Saudi Arabia and Russian supply cut talks. And so that's what's going down. So we'll see what happens with HLX as well. We also have BIG. I think that's Big Lots, right? Yeah, Big Lots is up, which is a retail stock. I'm actually pretty surprised this one is actually up. But let's see why. Alright, so Big Lots yesterday in after hours posted that it sold 4 distribution centers and they leased back the space. So yeah, they divested the distribution centers in a sale leaseback deal for $725 million. So that gave them an extra $725 million capital for Big Lots. So we'll see what happens with them as well. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. We got BNTX here gapping up some. This one's gapping. This is BioNTech SE, gapping up from $44.95 all the way to $50, where it's at now. Alright, so Pfizer disclosed a $185 million upfront payment to BioNTech for a COVID-19 vaccine program. So Pfizer paid them basically $185 million upfront for their COVID-19 vaccine program for BNTX. So we'll see what happens. This one is ripping. It just pushed up another $1 since I talked about it. It was at 50 and now it's up to 51. So it just pushed up another $1 since I pulled this one up for BNTX. We'll see what happens with this one as well. But yeah, we got KPTI. We got a few other ones. We got Disney, which somebody talked about how they had a new 50 million in Disney Plus subscribers. I've been watching Disney Plus. I watched Rookie of the Year yesterday with my kids because I love baseball. My daughter plays softball, and so we watched Rookie of the Year yesterday. Great movie. There's also Brink, the rollerblading movie. Great movie. Luck of the Irish. Disney Plus has got the OG Disney movies. But yeah, surprise. Quote, surprise, Disney Plus subscriber data came out, and again, they got like a new 50 million subscribers to Disney Plus. So we'll see what happens with this one. I'm definitely going to be watching it. I've been watching Disney every day and trading it some in this market. But if we look at the overall SPY itself, the SPY has been kind of mixed this morning. You know, technically we're green on the day now after those numbers came out, but you know, we've been kind of chopping back and forth. You can see here this light blue line right here is the previous closing price. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger from now on, actually. I'm going to make that big just so we can see it. So this big light blue line right here is the previous closing price. I'm going to delete all of this stuff too. But yeah, this light blue line right here is the previous closing price. That is where the stock goes from red to green, green from green to red. It's where the stock closed yesterday. And so with that, it's what dictates where the stock is heading. Now, we do have some ETF previews I can read on the overall market. And I'll go ahead and read that now that these numbers came out. I'll go ahead and read it now that these numbers are actually out already. So again, this is quoting from MT Newswire's ETF Preview, and it says, quote, stock futures turned higher in seesaw action early Thursday following reports that various experts are saying that the COVID-19 cases appear to close to peaking and a turnaround could emerge starting next week. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, suggested intensifying mitigation efforts towards curbing the spread of the virus. And so that's pretty good news. They're saying hopefully it's close to peaking and we're going to be done with this. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo also said measures to keep people to stay at home are working to flatten the curve, which is good. Investors are bracing for a slew of economic data releases, starting with weekly jobless claims. Claims for unemployment benefits were 6.6 million, the Labor Department said, and filings has been expected to reach 5 million according to a Econoday estimate. The Bureau of Labor Statistics will also release its Producer Price Index results for March. PPI is expected to show a reading of minus 0.3% month over month from minus 0.6%. Excluding food and energy, the PPI is expected to be flat compared with 0.3% in the previous month. Stripping out food, energy, and trade services, the PPI is estimated at minus 0.1%, steady with the prior month. At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the University of Michigan will release its Consumer Sentiment Index with expectations of a reading of 75 compared with the previous level of 89.1. And also at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, which is again about an hour and 14 minutes from now, data on wholesale trade will be released with estimates of inventory to decline 0.5% compared with the decline of 0.4% in the previous month. The Fed Reserve will also release its weekly balance sheet at 4:30 p.m. today, so that's going to be in after hours. We could also look at crude. As you can see, the market is seesaw action is what they called it, which is kind of like I said, just choppy. Technically, we're green on the day now, up to 274.50s from 274.03. So we are green technically on the day. We are gapping up slightly, very, very slightly. Then again, to look at commodities, we have crude that is up 3%. The U.S. Oil Fund is up 1%. We have natural gas that's down 0.7%. So, we have natural gas that is down 0.7%. The U.S. Natural Gas Fund is down 1%. Gold is up over 1%, with the Spider Gold Trust up 1% as well. Silver is up 2%, and iShares Silver Trust is up over 1% as well. So, that's the market news today, guys. We'll see what else we can find. General Electric just came out that said they withdrew their fiscal year 2020 guidance due to the coronavirus, and they expect an impact of adjusted EPS to be 10 cents below prior guidance. Alright, so GE just came out with that as well, and they're popping off here. But yeah, they have withdrawn their fiscal year 2020 guidance due to the coronavirus, and they expect the impact of the adjusted EPS to be 10 cents beneath the prior guidance. And so with that news, it's popping off. Alright, sorry, I talked kind of fast. I was trying to get that done. So William said Blink. It was actually Brink. B-R-I-N-K. It's Brink. I did rollerblade back in the day because I'm from Louisiana, and I actually played little pee-wee hockey at the Baton Rouge Kingfish, little bit pee-wee hockey league. So I played ice hockey somewhat as a kid, and so I played a little bit of ice hockey as a kid, and with that, my friends and I used to go play rollerblade hockey, roller hockey, whatever you want to call it, in our school parking lot every day after school. And so I did rollerblade, but I didn't like do tricks. I just played hockey. Today is our Friday. Yes, sir. The market is not open tomorrow for Good Friday, guys. Remember that. What's up, Brian? Good morning, dude. What's up, Fuse? Like I said, guys, you got anything specific you want me to take a look at? Let me know. Let's get Mitch in here. He's here a little bit early. I think, just to let you guys know, I think Mitch did find his Nintendo Switch for his girlfriend. He finally got it. You know, the Switch was found. The Switch was found. Mitch found the Switch. You know, Mitchy Rich found the Switch. Alright. Richie Mitch. Let me see if I can get him in here. Alright, guys. I'm going to adjust the volume a little bit. Bear with me. Alright, let me know how that is. Let me know if you can hear everything. Let me know how the music level is. Should be okay. But we got Mitchy Rich in here. How do I look for a swing until Monday? I'm not a swing trader. I really don't know, man. Maybe look for oversold, overbought stocks. You know, that's how I would look for a swing trade. Look for a stock that's up or down too much. I think swing trading is going to be tough because we're going to be so influenced by the coronavirus COVID-19 statistics. That's going to influence the market so much that it's going to be difficult to predict what's going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just not a swing trader, so I don't want to tell you the wrong answer. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of excited. Like, I never get to sleep in. And the problem, though, is that I don't really want to sleep in. Like, I never do sleep in. Like, my wife and I, each weekend, we both get one day to sleep in, right? So usually I get to sleep in on Saturdays, and my wife gets to sleep in on Sundays. And, like, I wake up with the kids on Sunday and make them breakfast and hang out with them. And then my wife wakes up with them on Saturday. So we always get one day a week to sleep in. The problem, though, is that I wake up at 6 a.m. every single day, that even on my days to sleep in, I wake up naturally anyway. Like, I get up at 6, and then I'm just up. And so, and I like the mornings. I'm like a morning person, and so I don't really like to sleep in that much. I used to, but not anymore. But yeah, GE popping off here. It's up to 744 right now. Check out GE. Snap.
Yo.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Thank you, Sky. I sang a song this morning, Mitch. You want to hear it?
What's up?
It goes, Richie Rich found his Switch.
Found her.
That's my song, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of had to lie to get it.
Hey, go ahead and do it, man. What'd you say?
So Target wasn't allowing people in until 9 a.m. my time. And I had left here like at 8:30, and I got there like at 8:40. And then I see a line out the door. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going inside.
I got the coronavirus.
I went in like I was one of the old people at high risk.
Yeah. And
they tried to ask me why I was going in. I was like, yeah, I'm coming in, man. I got diabetes.
Yeah, right. 100%. That's what you say. You say, I got heart problems, man. You know, I can't be here. I got to get this and get out. You know?
The best part is I got to the electronics. As soon as they let the people in, you saw like 5 people try to get switches.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, I already got it.
Yeah, man. You were on it, bro. That's what you needed to do. You did what you had to do, man. I'm not mad at you.
I got it done. I ain't going out no more. You won't see me.
You did it, man. You did it. You did what you needed to do.
Yep.
Alright.
So let's see what happens today.
Yeah, you guys could probably tell I'm a morning person, man. I'm super hyper in the morning.
Let's see what happens today. It's going to be interesting.
Somebody wanted to take a look at Snap. A lot of numbers came out. Should be volatile. This is the last day of the week. The market's closed tomorrow. Snap is above the previous closing price now. It's at 1330s. I think the interesting levels on this one, since pre-market's so dull, I think the interesting levels on Snap are 1345s, 1350s, and then maybe these lows down here. You also got some confirmation like right here as well at like 1310. So those are the levels I would watch, like 1350, 1345 for the high of yesterday, 1310, and the whole dollar of 13. That's where I would look for like the momentum moves at least. What's up, Lester? What's up, Tiny? Good morning. Alright, you got anything you want to look at, bro? I'm basically done for my stuff.
I mean, we could look at stocks, but at the end of the day, it's all going to move with the overall market. You could look at Starbucks. They had their earnings went down. Oil, 10 a.m. Be careful, guys. News will come out at 10 a.m. exactly on what's going to happen with OPEC. It's going to affect the market overall. The Fed's jumping in there today and saving the day again. These numbers, the jobs numbers weren't as bad as they could have been. Some people predicted up to 10 million. I personally think the job numbers are being held back a little bit. It's probably closer to 10 million, but it's not affecting the market at all. It's being held up by the Feds, being pushed up by the Feds. The Feds are willing to keep buying up, and as long as they keep buying up QE, they'll keep pushing this bull market back up.
Yeah, man. SPY is up to SPY's been kind of choppy today, but it's finally above the previous close now. It's up to 270s. I think a big interesting level here, well, there's a few in the overall SPY itself. Number one, the biggest level I think is this previous closing price. That's going to influence a lot. The other one is this pre-market high up here at 277s, 277.20 or so. That's a big level. And then aside from that, you just kind of got half in whole dollars. So you got like 275, you got 276, and maybe these lows down here at 272s.
So the bull move has been said to, if it's going to keep going, it's going to go to that 200 moving average on the daily chart, which is up there at 296. So if you want to have a bullish outlook, that's where the bulls are looking.
All right, so you're saying up here, 296 right here.
That's where the 200 average is.
Yeah, that'll have to be an all-day move to get there, I think. If it's
not saying today.
Yeah.
Not saying today, really. Today, I would see maybe 280s in play.
Right.
280s seem in play today.
Corey said, do you think the unemployment numbers will drop the SPY this morning? I mean, no. The SPY's up. SPY's actually testing pre-market high, so really the last 5 minutes, the SPY's actually run up pretty big here since these numbers came out. And again, I could go over the numbers really quick one more time. The numbers are 6.6 million new unemployment claims is what came out. But again, like Mitch said, the Feds came out that said they were going to support business loans and they're going to put another 2.3 trillion back into the economy. And so that is causing this big spike up. And so, yeah, unemployment numbers, it is what it is. But the stimulus is going to push this up. And it is pushing up. We're testing pre-market highs. Again, remember, 277.21 is the pre-market high. So we're about to break that. It looks like, yep, we just broke pre-market high, put in a new one as I'm speaking here. So again, I think this is going to be a big level now, and we'll just have to watch for the new high, but very strong morning. Usually it's going to pull a bunch of other stuff up. You heard about Disney Plus? They had surprise numbers that came out. They said they had another 50 million subscribers.
Don't fight the Feds, man.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Don't fight the Feds. Try to fight the Feds, they'll get you.
These two lists you have up. Oh, I'm gonna check. Oh, sorry, Scott. I got you. Hey, I'm just used to saying bro, brother. I got you, though. We have a few female viewers. Tiny Traders, a female viewer as well. So. Flinkshot. These are just the gappers this morning. My watch list, I'm usually watching the same stocks. So, I'll watch AMD, I'll watch MU, Uber, Disney, the SPY itself, like cannabis, like CGC, although they've been pretty slow lately, so I haven't been trading cannabis stocks as much. But, mostly I'm looking at big gaps in stocks that I know. Like, I might watch Big Lots today. Big is up. And so I might watch Big Lots. It just depends. The float of Big Lots is not that big. It's only a 40 million float, roughly 39 million. And I've been watching Zoom lately, but Zoom doesn't follow the market super closely. And it's just too volatile with a huge range. So I kind of stopped watching Zoom as much. But yeah, like Uber, Lyft, Disney, AMD, MU are usually what I'm watching. Plus any big gap ups in mid and high cap stocks. So again, today I'm watching Big Lots just because it's gapping up pretty big. And that's about it on the other ones. Is today a bull day? I mean, we're green so far in the overall market, so we're green so far. Whether it's going to continue, nobody really knows, to be honest. And so, we could not. Like I said, we are breaking over a big resistance level at that previous high of pre-market, and we're testing that now. The next step, I think, here for the SPY is just to see if that level holds as support or not, and that's kind of a coin flip. We'll see. With scalping, I'm more looking for momentum type plays, so I'm not really trying to predict longer term moves. I'm just looking to scalp 10 or 15 cents from a really obvious momentum breakout or breakdown, or a really obvious weakness that I can take advantage of, and then I'm getting in and getting out quick. So that's all I'm really doing. What's up, Too Fast? What's up, dude? What's up, Tony? I didn't hear you. What did I trade? No, I just said you're a good trader, and you're a female trader as well. Nice. You ride a ZX-10R Ninja? That's awesome. A Suzuki, huh? That was like my favorite motorcycle as a kid. Or no, a Kawasaki. My bad, not a Suzuki. Kawasaki Ninja. That was my favorite motorcycle as a kid. I think it's a Kawasaki, right? Let me make sure I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's Kawasaki. I thought it was. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get it wrong. High unemployment equals bullish. Nah, the Fed's dumping $2.3 trillion into the market is what equals bullish. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, guys. We got over 200 people in here already. It's only 9 a.m. Eastern, and so hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you haven't already. We day trade the open live every single day, and if you go back and you watch the streams, I haven't had a losing day at the end of a stream since last Wednesday. Last Wednesday was the last losing day I had, and I've streamed it all live, and you could watch my P&L at the end of every stream, and so my strategies have been working exceptionally well. Let's hope they continue. I'm hoping they do. You see, once my hair grows out, you can finally see how curly my hair actually is. I don't know what I'm gonna do though. Like, I've honestly thought about having my wife cut my hair. It's kind of a risk. I understand that, but I don't know.
I have a feeling I know how this market comes back down.
How?
One word: China. Trade deal, man. Trade deal. Everyone's forgetting about it.
I mean, I think that is the least of the problems right now with the market. I think we'll focus on that once this coronavirus thing is over with.
Exactly. That's the least of the worries until coronavirus is done. But as soon as that flips, then you gotta look at the economical data. They're not gonna be able to meet their purchasing. I say phase one of the deal isn't even gonna get done. Then we're back right where we were.
Yeah, but I mean, I think at this point, it's just about whether we're going to rebound from the massive drops from the COVID-19. You know what I mean? We've dropped so much already. I think that's what we're super worried about, and I think that's what everybody's kind of eyes are on. I think the trade deal is important, but I think that that's going to be put on the back seat for now. And when it resumes, I think that everybody's going to be so happy and so bullish on the market because the coronavirus is clearing up that is going to be relatively insignificant short term, maybe long term, in a year or so. People might worry about that, but I think we're going to get a big rebound once this clears, just from people, from optimism, if it clears, if and when.
We'll see.
Question: Trade Ideas only offers yearly subscription? Nah, man, it's monthly. I pay monthly. I pay like $120 a month. Hey, what's up, Cody? I appreciate the sub. But again, Mitch might be right, guys. I have no idea. I'm not a fundamental investor. I'm just kind of speculating, as always, just throwing out my hypotheses, if you will. But yeah, he might be right. I might be wrong. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just worried about global trade. It's going to get hurt even more than it was. If it's getting hurt more than it was, that's a negative, not a positive.
Grant says soup bowl and scissors is all she needs, mate. Yeah, 100%. That's my mom did that to me as a child.
Just, this is going to create more of a nationalist view because people are going to try to blame other countries on why they got sick. pushing the nationalist view, pushing Trump's favorite thing about let's stay here, everybody here, nobody from everywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, so I think we got to lock down.
That's gonna happen.
I think we got to lock down from the coronavirus. I think that was I think, just to preface what I'm about to say, I do think Trump screwed this up a solid amount. Mostly because he waited to make big orders for masks so it would benefit his family and his friends. I think that was a terrible thing. But I do think one of the things he did right was lock us down early. Even though people were criticizing that, I think that was the right move, just to stay objective and fair. Like I said, I don't really like Trump. I think he did a lot of things dumb, and I think he screwed this up. But locking the country down was a smart move early on, I think. But yeah, Mo, they have monthly subscriptions, brother. Do you have a video on how to set up trade ideas for gappers? They have a gap pre-selected thing for gappers already. So they already have a pre-made selection. Look at the market rip here. It's up to 277.
So what does this mean, guys? I really don't see stocks that bullish today because the market's already too far up.
Yeah, for sure.
280s is in play. That's only $3 more from here. So I'd watch that. So you could get a kind of that first push out as the SPY pushes to 280, tests the resistance, tries to pull back. So there's two things that I think that can happen here. It's either going to be quick moves up or kind of consolidation here. 275's very important on pullbacks.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I think Mitch is probably right in this case. I think the market's up so much just now that at the open we'll probably get a compensating move back down, at least somewhat.
It's whenever I've seen the SPY make $10 moves, it's very rare for it to make the $15 or $20 move. So it's trying to do that $10 move now, where it went from 270s. It's trying to get up there to the 280s. Oil stocks going to be definitely hot today. You can look at some like the ETFs, or you can look at specific stocks itself.
USO,
MRO. That's Marathon. You can look at the bigger ones like Chevron. Forgot what Chevron's symbol is. CVX. CVX. It's a more expensive stock, but you could see this one come back.
Yeah, I'm surprised Chevron. What's the float of Chevron? I'm surprised it's not more than this. Chevron's such a huge company.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Yeah, big float.
Yeah, big float. It's oil companies. They usually have big floats.
Right.
Oil was not a bad bet though, man. Over time, there's a point in time USO was down to 420.
Yeah.
But some people say that, at least I've heard from people that have been in this market for 20 years, that oil has been the worst investment in 20 years.
I believe it.
Could have invested in anything else and made money.
Here's the problem. I'm for capitalism, right? But I do think that eventually we're gonna move on from oil, and I feel like the people that are holding that back just because they're conservatives, that's dumb. Like, eventually we are gonna progress past oil, and I get it, the big oil companies don't want that to happen, but scientifically we're gonna progress past that. It's an inevitability at a certain extent, as long as we don't have an Armageddon event before then or whatever. But it's an inevitability. We're eventually going to move past oil and gas as our energy source. And with that, I get it. These companies don't want that to happen. But I think we should start exploring that soon. And I'm not one to say we should just stop it, But I do think that we have the technology to do it at this point. And that, we can't just hold on to oil and natural gas and fossil fuel energy forever, because I think we do have the technology now to do better than that. I might have messed up buying shares of the puts against the SPY. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
see this thing continuing to spike. It seems like it overreacted to price movement. Possibly. It definitely looks a little extended. I think that, $2.3 trillion is a lot. Don't get me wrong. But I do think that we're up a ton, and I don't think it's going to hold up here. But who knows? Like I said, I've been scalping lately, so I'm just going to react. But we are popping off big at pre-market, and we'll see what happens.
My idea right now is still looking like a short momentum burst at the open. I think even you can get an upside move and then a quick sweep back down, at least to good levels. Stocks that I'm looking at right now, AMD ripping up there, has a big kind of flag pattern here and pennant. We've seen 3 tries to get above this 49.50s, and we're doing a 4th try, which should be the breakout. So from this point on, that support of 48.25s should hold, at least if it's going to break out with the pattern. So I would look for this one to try to maybe make a move into 50 and then pull back. That's just what I'm seeing. At least I could see that a move right back up to 50. Why I think 50, guys? Because I measure the flag. If I measure this flag, it's about $2. So I can expect a near to $2 move from the breakout. Right here, 48.27s. That would put it up to 50.27, 50.20s. That's what I'm going to look for. 50.25s. If I see that rejection on AMD, that would be a normal level for it to reject off of. So that's kind of where I'll be looking. One of the things that I've been doing, guys, is really trading reversals. And what I use for reversals is bigger time frames. I really want to see a stock move big and on the hourly chart, because when we move big on the hourly chart, we get extension. Extension usually brings back retracement. And retracement is really what you trade for when you trade reversals. You're looking for the retracement. You start as small as possible so that if it does hurt you, it's as small as it can be. It should be a 1/4 of what you normally lose on a full size position. So to me, I want to maximum lose on any one trade $50 to $60. But really, when I set up my trades, I should be risking somewhere between $10 and $20 on each trade to begin with. This gives me an ability that I can lose even 4 times, but if I win once in the day, I should be in the green. John, actually, maybe you can go over this. You like to go over this too. I had someone in the chat or in our Discord ask us on how do we calculate risk and reward.
Yeah, so good. So I can show you guys real quick. So it's very simple. Usually when I show you guys, I'm going to show you just from a simple strategies perspective, right? So I can do that really quick. I do have a video I think I posted yesterday on it, but I can go over it live real quick if it's easier. First, I'm going to move this previous closing price. There we go, just so you get to see clearly. All right, so I'm going to look at AMD. It's just simpler. And I'll probably look at a long setup just to make it easy. Okay, so all right, so say we see this VWAP bounce here, right? And a VWAP bounce is just when a stock is above the VWAP, pulls back to it. That's where you're going to enter. So with the VWAP bounce, let me clear this actually. So with a VWAP bounce, you're essentially looking for an upward move, a pullback to the VWAP. That's where you're going to enter on a pullback to the VWAP, anywhere around the VWAP, right around here. And then you're going to ride it up for a nice little spike up after that. Okay, so you're riding it up here, wherever. Now, the thing about it is, again, so it's basically a dip buy with the stock pulling back to the VWAP. Like, that's what you're attacking. You're attacking a dip buy to the VWAP. Your entry level is going to be right around here. But, and that should be second nature after you traded enough. But before you get into this trade, right? So you say, your entry is going to be around 45.20, right? Let's just use that as an example. Say you're going to get at 45.20. And so that's your entry. All right, before you enter the trade, you want to figure out where your risk is, right? Like, where's your risk level in this trade? Like, where are you going to exit if the stock goes in the opposing direction against you, right? And I think a good level, a lot of the time I'll use like previous support levels. So like we can look here and see 45. that previous low right there. It's a whole dollar of 45. If the stock breaks below 45, it's probably going to get really weak. And so we can set the whole dollar of 45 as our risk level. And so if we enter the stock at 45.20 and we set our risk level at 45, what's our risk in this trade? Right? Our risk is 20 cents. We have 20 cents a share risk. If we don't want to lose over $100, we can take 500 shares. And if we because our risk is 20 cents, if we don't want to lose over $200, if we want to set our max risk at $200, we can take 1,000 shares or less. Right? And that way you got a 20-cent risk and you can adjust your share size according to what you're comfortable with losing. Then, where's our reward target? Right, so where's our reward target? A lot of the time I'm using previous highs of the day, but if we got a tight risk like this, a lot of times I'm going to use levels like this as well. Right, like I'm going to look at this chart and I'm going to see, okay, there's a high right here. I'm going to say, okay, there's a high right here, there's a low right here, we got some confirmation at that level, and so I think a really good level actually would just be right here at 45.70 or so, right? And so you got a risk of 20 cents from 45.20 down to 45, and you have a reward target up to 45.70, and so your reward is 50 cents up from 45.20 up to 45.70, and your risk is only 20 cents, giving you a 2.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio, which is pretty good. So you're risking 20 cents, your reward is 50 cents. And if you take that trade, even if you're less than 50% accurate, you're still going to be green slightly, at least in the long run. And so the best way to get better at calculating risk reward is, number one, understanding the strategy really well. If you understand the strategy, you know where you usually take profits, you know where your risk levels generally work out the best, and you'll be able to calculate it on the fly a lot faster. And so again, it's one of those things that you just have to condition yourself to do well. You do it over and over again. You can use Thinkorswim's on demand, or you can use paper trade to practice calculating risk and reward. But you just do it over and over and over again until you can do it in 5 seconds. And just say, that's a good level, I'll take that, and that's where I'm holding. But another crucial part is you want to do it before you enter the trade. That's when you're going to be the most objective. You're never going to be 100% objective because you obviously want the trade to work out for you. It's always going to be somewhat subjective. But you'll be the most objective before you enter that trade. You're going to see things with the least bias before you get into that trade, and so that's when you want to ultimately calculate it. If you calculate it after you enter the position, then you're going to try to morph that trade to do what you want. You're going to say, oh, well, I know this is a good level, but I'm already in, and I'm just going to let it work a little bit, and it's not going to be the best plan. You want to calculate it before you enter the trade and then stick to those levels, because that's the hardest part. Is you calculate it, that's the hardest part. Then you just follow your instructions after you're in the trade. That's how you eliminate a lot of emotion from trading as well, as you build the plan beforehand, and then you have like an instruction book to follow. And so you don't have to be subjective once you're in the trade. You don't have to guess. You don't have to morph it. You don't have to get emotional. You say, these are my levels. I'm going to stick to these levels like glue. If it goes against me here, I'm out. If it gets to this level, I'm taking profits, and that's it. And you build that before you get into the trade, because again, that's how you're going to eliminate the emotion of trading, because you're going to have that plan. You're going to have the levels, if that makes sense. Yeah,
man, dead on. I couldn't say it better myself. Like I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else appreciates it too, man. That's really what we're here for, guys. What we try to do is really just, we're a free resource, guys. We really bring everything to you as much as we can. It's, and that's really what trading's about. It's using your resources to get better every single day, to develop. Can't stress it enough. We always have the Discord. If you guys want to ask questions, that's how we actually receive this question. Or you guys can always leave comments on our videos. Especially if you want to see maybe some other video be done, definitely leave us comments. We appreciate that, and we'll work hard to bring you guys more content, especially on the content that you guys want to see more of.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a lot of good classes, actually, like free classes. Like it's all free, but we have a lot of good classes on specifically calculating reward and risk. Like we have like hour-long classes that just we go through practicing it and calculating it, and it's one of the single biggest thing. It's one of the best things you can do to build that edge in the market, right? Like if you start calculating risk and reward and start giving yourself favorable levels, a lot of the time new traders just kind of blindly, spontaneously just jump in positions. They don't calculate anything, and then they just kind of wing it. once they're in the trade, right? They say, oh, well, I'm going to get out here, but they don't build that plan beforehand. Really, the class we have is called Building a Trading Plan. And it teaches you what you're supposed to do before you get into the trade. And again, once you do that, you're going to be the most objective about the trade, and you're going to have like directions to follow so that you're not winging it and you don't get emotional, because you have your levels and you stick to your levels. And that's all you got to do. It's easy. It makes your trades much easier. And here's that link if y'all want to check it out.
Yeah, we always support these lessons, like the lesson that I did on really trading in probabilities. It ties into this, guys. You know, a lot of trading has to tie into each other. So what I always recommend is work on a skill. It could be, let me just figure out that I'm going to do really good risk to reward for this next week. And then you work really hard on every single trade to take that 3-to-1 or that 4-to-1 look. I think every trader tries to put everything together at once, and that just doesn't work out, guys. What you got to do is, especially if you're trying to get these new levels and try to get advancement in your trading, focus on one area that you need to see improvement, and you will start going and actually putting that mental focus towards there. So you should see that improvement, thus helping your overall skill.
Sean says, yeah, no stress, guys. Pattern day trading, PDT rule. Yeah. So basically, Bilal says, can you please talk a little bit about pattern day trading? So the way the PDT rule works is that it restricts you from actively day trading over 3 times per rolling 5-day week, right? So like if you try to trade over 3 times, they're going to close your account down unless you have at least $25,000 in equity at the beginning of that trading day, right? So if you try to do it, they're going to freeze your account. I think a lot of the time they freeze it for like 90 days. And when I say this, I'm talking about US regulated platforms. Like there's other platforms that aren't regulated in the US that get around this. But any US regulated platform, you're going to be restricted, which again, it's just an absolutely ridiculous rule. And the reason it's ridiculous is because new traders lose their first few accounts. It doesn't matter what the size is. A new trader is usually going to lose their first few day trading accounts, right? And so if you make a new trader save up 25 grand for their first account, you're basically ensuring that they're going to lose a huge amount of money when they first get started, and they're never going to come back. Like you lose 25 grand, you're not going to keep trading. And so it's a dumb rule that ends up hurting people more than it helps. And again, they try to justify it by saying that it's protecting the new trader. It's actually making things worse. You know, you should let a new trader trade a small account because they're probably going to lose it. And like I said, if you force them to trade a 25 grand account for their first account in day trading, it's just way worse for them.
Oh, I'm excited, man. This AMD is really looking like a good opportunity for me. It's starting to get up there now, almost to the 50. Thing I'm going to be looking at is, guys, I like to see 3 or more 15-minute candles. And if you see an AMD, this is exactly what you're seeing here. This is the look I like to see before reversals, guys. Why? Because 15-minute candles are big. They're bigger time frame too. So that just means that we've been going up straight for what? 1, 2, 3. If we close this candle green, we've been going up for a straight hour. And so that's very important. That straight hour, straight up, usually is going to be followed by at least a 50% retracement. And those are the kind of moves that I've been looking for and really been nailing. One of the things that I've been doing a little bit differently for the reversal is some people like to play it from the bottom all the way to the other side of the range. I've really been trying to take it to the VWAP. So I look for the reversals and I only try to look for essentially half the momentum. And then once I get to VWAP, I let the momentum of the stock take over. If it just wants to rip out or break down from that point, then so be it, we get an extra profit. But if it doesn't want to move from that point, I take the profits and I run away.
Yeah, for sure. SPY's up to 278.50s now, still moving up. Should be an interesting day, man. A lot of volatility. It's the last day of the week, and so you know, we'll see what we get. Usually Fridays are a little bit slower for us, but maybe it'll be a little bit different since we're doing this today, and since it's the last day of the week for Good Friday. tomorrow. Alright guys, we got 350 people in here roughly. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. We go live every single weekday morning. We are just a free resource and community here, like Mitch said earlier. We are not experts or gurus or anything like that. We just kind of teach people what works for us. And, it might not work for you. It's just what works for us. And so if you appreciate our free content, our live stream every day, hit the subscribe button. And if it's your first time here, we hope you'll join us again. We are going to be trading the Open live on stream. And so we'll be here for the next few hours trading, so we hope you'll stick around and watch us day trade the Open and hang out with us today. Listen to some good music and trade. We got 5 minutes until the bell.
All right, guys. Normally, I would not do this, but I'm actually looking at AMD. If we can get above in the 50, I might short the Open. Why would I do that? Because I'm right at my level. How would I do that is by keeping the risks tight. If I do take it, you guys will see me risk 40 cents on 50 shares, which is actually less than $25. The real key would be I would try to get a real good entry at the beginning and just see it wash down towards the 49.70s and 49.50 area. I just want to put it out there so if you guys do see me get in a trade immediately, at least you guys know that what's my idea and why I would take that trade immediately.
Yeah, Mark. He's upset.
Starting to get extended, at least for sure.
Hey, man. Be careful, bro, but you got this, man. I hope you kill it.
Yeah, I mean, the worst comes to worst. It spikes 50 cents. What do we lose, guys? $25.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been kind of enjoying this kind of strategy, because I usually do well with seeing changes of momentum. But the real key here is you can be wrong. And so by staying small, it's okay to be wrong. And okay to be wrong helps you just stop focusing so much on being right and wrong and more focused on, let me nail the right levels. Because if I nail the right levels, at least gives me high probability.
Right. I listen to jazz while trading. Yeah, I used to play some jazz. Somebody got mad at me. Hey, shout out to David. Appreciate the sub, bro. Welcome to the team, man.
Yeah, guys, definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a video breaking down this reverse strategy this weekend, and I'm sure John will put something out also. So definitely hit the subscribe. You guys will see some videos coming out. So you guys hit the bell also, and I'll let you know exactly when we put out those videos.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, if you click the bell, it gives you an alert, not only when we go live, but when we upload new content. We should have 2 new videos we put out this weekend as well, breaking down some of our trading.
Woof. All green, man. All green on my watch list, just to put it out there, guys. Top percentage movers, AMRN, and MaxR.
I'm surprised AMRN's still around.
If MaxR is that up, look for Space to have a push too, because Space is very, very closely run with MaxR.
CTC.
I actually wanted MaxR, man, down at $9. I have him on my buy at 8.30, but I should have waited in March and tried to get him down there. This was the space stock with a really good government contract.
Yeah, somebody's talking about CGC. It's up, but the volume's still pretty light. The volume's just been super light for cannabis stocks lately, and so I haven't been loving it at all with cannabis stocks. I usually trade them a bunch, but I think they've just slowed down in the last few weeks. They haven't been as voluminous as they were previously, and the big thing I look for when I trade is just consistent volume. Like, that's why you see me trade AMD and MU. They follow the market, and they have consistently good volume and liquidity. And so if they don't have that, I don't like getting in big spread, low liquidity stocks. It's just the patterns is hard. If you think about why day trading works because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, other people see strength, and so they buy it, and when all these people buy it at one time, the stock goes up. When all these people sell or short, the stock goes down, right? So it's all human psychology, right? And when the volume is lower, when it has lower liquidity, there's not as many people to push it and fulfill with those strategies, right? And so by that logic, trading low volume is going to be a little bit less effective for day trading with technical analysis in general. Sorry guys, so I'm ranting a little bit. We got 13 seconds. Let's do this. All right, here's the bell, guys. Good luck. So if Mitch is trading the open, I'm gonna throw him up real quick.
Yeah, so they washed out AMD right before the open there. This was the move I was looking for. Right above 50. If it would have broke just above 50, a move what? To 49.50. Right there. Boom, and we would have got it. We would have got a 70-cent move. That's what I was gonna try to short right out the open. I can just tell you guys that. But they hit it right before the open, 1 minute before the bell. Someone started doing what I wanted to do. That's what happened there. It's kind of just levels. So everyone's going to look for bounce now. Bounce levels, wherever the support should be.
Yeah. Yeah, big drop on AMD. Big drop on MU. Big drop on the SPY. So the SPY is actually pulling back to test that previous high of the day at 277.20. The big level I talked about a bunch this morning. And so here is a level, if we do bounce, it's going to bounce here. And if we reject underneath it, it's going to look weak. But the SPY is pulling back to that level now. Again, 277.20. Really a 277 whole dollar maybe. So we'll see. If we bounce here, I might trade off of it.
Yeah, I have a feeling at least AMD should pop to that 50 today. I'll keep an eye on her.
Yeah, if AMD breaks that opening range of 49.80, I might long into it, but if it doesn't, I'm gonna wait.
The one I feel that could get a lift today, just because the market's so up, would probably be maybe like a Carnival that's been beat up really big. But I'm gonna wait, guys, wait and be patient. All right, here's the VWAP bounce play for AMD. If you're looking for that kind of play, this would be it. This would be the area. Not a bad VWAP bounce there.
All right, so here's the SPY breaking above the highs of the day at 278. Trying. I might go long as the SPY breaks AMD here. I might get into MU actually, it's a little bit smaller range. Somebody
the one
asked
that
me
looks
what
good for me is Peloton right now, but I'm gonna wait.
Somebody asked me what I consider full sizing. Around 400 to 500 shares. I'm gonna be trading a little bit larger now. My account has been growing a big amount, and so I'm gonna be trading larger for sure. That's why I posted that in the thumbnail. Alright, so the SPY is consolidating in a pretty tight dollar range, roughly. Remember, 277.20, roughly 277. Probably whole dollar's a little bit better. Remember, 277 roughly, guys, as support, or you know, if it breaks underneath that, it's going to look really weak for the SPY. We got 430 people in here, guys. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have it.
All right, Square leading, guys. I always like to see Square lead the market. It's leading right now, up there to the 60, 80s. I'd look for maybe a push up here. Might play a quick VWAP bounce play here, CCL.
Sad is upset apparently. Alright, so here's the test of that 277 level. It broke under it for a split second, but then we bounced there. We're gonna see what we can find. CTC squeezing up. What's up, James? What's up, brother? Nothing yet, man. Nobody's traded anything.
I like CCCL here for VWAP bounce play. Might take it here. Risk would be 60s. This is very minimal risk.
But yeah, the music I try to pick out, guys, it's just music that is calming for traders.
All right, let me see if I can get this bottom.
All right, here goes MU. SPY pushing back up. And now MU's got a big range and AMD doesn't. I'm gonna wait. See if we get a break of the SPY first before I go long. MU squeezing. Testing highs of the day for MU.
Might look at square for reversal.
Hey, I appreciate the sub. Relaxing. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Alright, so here's another
61.78.
Here's another pullback in the SPY. We're still kind of rangy. Let's see if we can break 278. Alright, I just jumped in 200 shares of MU. I'll put myself up real quick. Let me know if you guys can see this. Yeah, you should see it fine. Alright. Like I said, I'm anticipating the SPY actually squeezing up here. At least I'm hoping it does, and if not, it's a few hundred shares. I'm going to trade a little bit larger as the day goes on.
Looking for one more washout in CCL.
There we go. Kind of consolidating right now. SPY took a big turn down. I actually might exit this.
Look at CL. Pop up there to 94s, 95s. Looks like a great VWAP bounce play if you were able to nail that. I'm looking for the reversal of it coming back down and then coming back up here with the momentum. Square looking like it's starting to get a little bit extended here.
All right, there's the market pop.
Okay. Might take something off 62s right now for square.
Let me get out here. $4 loss. I saw the market struggling to break that high and then a quick big upwick, and so maybe I missed it on MU, but I'd prefer to keep it relatively small there instead of risking too much as the SPY struggles to break the highs and gets rejected back down here. I think MU is going to drop now along with some other stuff. It looks like AMD was actually the better stock to do this on, but yeah, there's both of them drop. We'll see if we bounce here, but I'm going to wait.
All right, guys. I got a little bit of square there, risking off 62.48s. Just stopped out, $18 loss there. That's how I like to keep them small. Small for now. That retracement would have been over $1, so I was looking for that. Square definitely leading there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the rest of this. Market put some big upwicks, which means some selling pressure at the top, and so I'm just waiting now. See if we get some upward momentum. Disney actually looks like it's fading off the VWAP some. What's the next big level for the SPY today? I think the next big level now is, well, they got the pre-market high at 278.70s. Remember that 277 level I talked about earlier, and then you just have the high of the day. So you got 278.25 and then 278.75. Roughly. Here's some upward momentum with the SPY. Let's see if I can nail it now. I'd rather do MU here, but it's a pretty low entry level as long as we get a move up here for the SPY. I don't hate this. Alright, I'm going to jump into another 200 shares here of MU. Very small position. And as you see the day progress, you'll see me take bigger size. But pop up there, break these highs up at 49.40s. That's ideally what I'd like to see.
That VWAP bounce in AMD.
Yeah.
Ooh, glad I called that one out, man. That one you only needed to risk 10 cents. And what did you get? You got a move of nice 40, 50 cents up.
All right, so I'm in MU. I just sold half of my position there. I'm going to sell another half here. And then I'm going to hold the last little 50 shares to see if we get a high of the day break and then a break of this 49.50 level. There's the high of the day break. Here's a test of the 49.50 level I talked about. We'll see if we can hold that level and break. I don't mind holding this now. It's just 50 shares. Alright, we didn't held that. I got out with a roughly $21 gain. So just a small trade for my first trade. And then as you see me, I'm going to scale up to full size. We'll see what we get if we get a pre-market high break there as well. But I'm fully out of that position. Made about 30 bucks from it. Again, the next level in the SPY is 278.73. So this right here. So we're testing that level now. I don't mind longing.
Beautiful VWAP bounce. Beautiful VWAP bounce for CCL.
Alright, I just took another 500 shares of MU. Bigger trade for me right now, but I'm gonna see if we can. What's my P&L doing? Oh, what's my average here? 49. Ooh, I got a terrible fill there, guys. I like the market move here, but I'm gonna see if I can get out and make some money from it. But bad fill, but the market squeezed it up, which is what I wanted. But there we go. That's a little bit better. I'm gonna have to take profits quick on this one. Yeah, I just took most of it off. I didn't like that, and so I got a bad fill.
Smart thing to do. Smart thing to do, John.
Yeah, I'm still holding 200 shares, and I'll let these last 200 shares work like before. But I didn't like the action. I'm gonna take another half off there, and then I'm gonna hold the rest. But yeah, I just didn't like my fill. Just a bad fill. Holding on 100 shares left, so very small. We'll see if we hold at that 49.50 support level.
All right, got short 63.43s, guys. Looking good right now.
I'm gonna take another half off here, and then I'm gonna hold the rest. See if we get some larger moves. I'm gonna get out there. So a little bit over $40 win on the day now. Like I said, I kind of wish I would have taken. I got into 500 shares, but as soon as I was break even, I sold it because my fill was terrible. I got filled at 49, and so it is what it is. I'm not always gonna get perfect fills, and that fill was not that great. And so it is what it is. But we are 13 minutes into the day. I am up 40 bucks roughly. I'll put Mitch up. I think since Mitch is in something now.
Yep, I'm playing a reversal right here in square. Want to see this come back down. The MACD still hasn't crossed down, so I could get squeezed out of it again. But it is at an overbought area, so that's why I went and I tried to attack it again, guys. Only risking about 50 cents here, and that's $25. Risk, I have set a stop at 98.6398. Would like to see it stop here at 90s and then come right back down. There you go. Stop there at 90s and then right back down. So now we have a triple top there at 90. So at least we know where our risk is, and it is verified as a good spot.
So yeah, the next big level in the SPY, if we do pull back, is 278. What was it? 75 roughly. Where am I from? I am from Louisiana. Yeah, SPY broke over the pre-market high. That's why somebody asked me what the big level on the SPY was, and the reason I said 278.75 was because it's the pre-market high, right? And so when we break over that, a lot of the time we're going to get a surge up, which is what I actually traded on MU. And then you can even see it pivoted back to that exact level and held it as support, which looks really strong as well.
All right, What are we doing? We're approaching 280s, man. So that's like I talked about for the resistance. So be careful up there by the 280s when the SPY hits there. There you go. Good breakdown for me. Now, anything above 63, I'll add 50 shares back.
So MU's pulling back to test that 49.50 level. I don't hate that. It just depends on what I think the SPY is going to do here.
Trying to be patient here, guys, because the move down is to 61. That's like more than $2, so we'd still get $100 even if we just keep the 50 shares. All right, good pull back there. Now push up towards this trend line that I have, or resistance line here. I can short another 50 shares and hold right above it.
I'm thinking about going long slightly on AMD here with 500 shares. Still have the 50s. Okay, good. We'll see if we bounce back above it, but glad I didn't get in.
Yeah, 280 resistance on the SPY is just holding up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to completely hold just yet, but definitely holding up a little bit there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, big pullback in MU, so glad I didn't jump in there. That would have been rough.
Looking for spikes in 63s so I can add.
That's a huge pullback in MU relative to everything else pulling back. Interesting. I wonder what's going on. Maybe just a squeeze down, I guess. Let's see if I can find anything. Alright, so U.S. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin said that as soon as Trump feels comfortable, companies in America can reopen for business. I think we need to wait until it actually curves, the curve actually flattens. You know, the reason that it's going down is because we're staying isolated, so if we start to unisolate ourselves too early, it's just going to come right back. Alright, I just jumped in with 200 shares of AMD here, or 300 shares, I'm sorry. I'm going to sell into this now. Sold half there, or over half. I'm holding 100 shares left. Quick VWAP bounce, or quick dip buy bounce on AMD. Sold another half, holding 50 shares now. Gonna let this work, see if we can push up and break those highs up there with this last little 50 shares.
Good work, Don.
Thanks, man. I'll hold the rest break even roughly if it breaks under $50 roughly. Whole dollar support, and if the market pushes up, it should drag me back up here as well.
Order to add here at 40s. Just added. Got to be smart here. Stop placed at 98s. Can't let it go through that because then I'll be risking way too much on one trade. This stock moves big, so let's see if I get it here. If not, so be it.
Yeah, I'm holding these 50 shares of AMD. I'm just seeing if we hold at the whole $1.50, using that level as my last remaining risk. Already made money, not going to be a losing trade from it. I'm just letting the rest work.
Might get squeezed out here, guys. There you go. Squeezed out, guys. Bigger loss than I wanted, but I took a bigger risk. It was harder to judge risk and reward on this one. I definitely took a bigger hit than I was supposed to. Maximum risk should have been on this $50. Lost 75.
Alright, so with AMD again, we're getting a nice little surge up here. I'm gonna see if we can push up here, but I'm gonna use this level down here at 50 as my risk. Probably gonna sell into some strength if we get it. Hey, I appreciate all the new subs today. Sorry, I've been in a trade, so I haven't been able to shout you guys out, so I appreciate it, guys. Big pullback there. Again, I'm going to hold this roughly under $50. It's going to be a green trade no matter what, but we're going to pull back in the SPY, so I'm going to get ready to sell if the SPY starts to drop. I just got like 30 emails. Big pullback. I'm gonna sell into that and get out there and just take my money. So I'm up over $50 on the day, slowly grinding my profits. No losing trades today yet. All winning trades, no losing trades out of 3 so far. Alright, so yeah, it looks like that was the right move. Got out. There's the big drop. It's so I saw the SPY pulling back a little bit there, and so I wanted to get out and exit before it got too rough there. So not too shabby. Sorry, I was trading AMD there. I mostly trade microchip and cannabis stocks. Because expensive stocks, AMD's not expensive. Listen, I know new traders get wrapped up in the penny stock nonsense, right? Like I know as a new trader, when you Google day trading, what do you get, right? You get a bunch of penny stock gurus standing in front of rented Lamborghinis holding a bunch of prop money telling you that you can get rich in the market in 3 weeks if you just buy their day trading course. Like I get it. Like that's what's advertised to new traders. The reality is they're way more unpredictable than mid and high cap stocks. Mid and high cap stocks I can test, I can learn, I can understand how they move and then trade based off of that understanding. Penny stocks might run up for a week and then you'll never see it again, and they're just really risky. And you can make money with penny stocks, don't get it twisted. But the reality is the only reason they're marketed to new traders is because a lot of the time the gurus are front loading onto those positions because they're more easily manipulated because they're low float stocks. And if you actually want to start testing and learning stocks, I think mid and high cap stocks are going to be a better percentage play than penny stocks. And again, I think they play off of people's emotions, and then people react negatively to me saying this because nobody likes their dreams shattered. You know, people want to believe that you can take $1,000 and turn it into $1 million in 6 weeks if you buy somebody's trading course. It's a fun dream, I get it. It's an unrealistic dream though, and sometimes people need to hear the reality and not what they want to happen. But we'll see what happens. AMD pushing up, kind of pushed down a little bit too much. I don't think I would have held through that move. Market's bouncing up, testing highs, so maybe some of these VWAP bounces would have been beneficial, but we'll see what we get here. And again, like I said, this is coming from experience. Like you guys see me trade every day. Like today, I traded 3 times. I haven't lost at all. Yesterday, same thing. Day before that, same thing. Day before that, same thing. I've been green every day at the end of the stream, live streaming it all. So I can't fake this. And so you know my consistency is real because I stream it all. And this is coming from somebody that has done it. And so, you know, point is, I would trust my advice. Here in my garage with my 2 Lamborghinis. Yeah, for sure, bro. This is all sarcasm, but do you want to make $1 billion in the market? Buy my trading course. It's called Buy the Dip, you know. I'm gonna get this is all money, guys. Money, you know. It looks like paper, but it's really money. And you know, honestly, the reality is anybody that actually has money doesn't hold cash. They put it in a bank account. You know, nobody walks around with 30 grand. You know.
But I'm a rapper.
Right. But I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You know.
All right, I'm looking for one more push up here, guys, and I'll probably try square one more time.
I appreciate the sub, Tammy. Thank you. But it's funny, man. People get so upset when I talk about what I just talked about. Appreciate the sub, Cody. Welcome to the team. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Whoa, look, I'm Edward in Twilight right now. But no, people get so upset when I talk about this. Because why? Because I'm a buzzkill to their dreams, right? People want to believe that you could take a few $1,000s and turn it into $1 million in a year. But you can. I guess it's possible. Just like winning the lottery is possible. It's highly unlikely. And like I said, people make more from those courses than they do from the trading. Nobody wants their dreams shattered, but sometimes it's the best thing to do is just to be real with people, and that's the reality. I'm not saying you can't do it, and there's some good content out there. I'm not against people selling courses either. Like, if you know what you're talking about, sell a course. The smart people make multiple revenue streams. That's understandable. Make multiple income streams. I'm specifically talking about the penny stock gurus that take advantage of new traders' naivety and emotions.
You know what's funny? Called the pre-market this 50-25 resistance in AMD. Man, that resistance held.
Hey, shout out to this Lionel. Appreciate the sub, bro. Welcome in. But yeah, it's like, instead of people looking at it realistically, they get mad at me for just saying it. Like, they shoot the messenger. Because it's like, look, people want to believe what they want to believe, man. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see it for what it is. Alright, I might long AMD here based off of this high break in the market. I just jumped in with 200 shares with AMD. Yeah, I'm in 200 shares of AMD. I'm going to sell into this very quickly as long as we get a surge up. Just depends on what the market does here. If the market tanks. Bounce a little bit there. Hey, I hear the subs. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. I appreciate it. There we go. Let's get this move up here. I can hear the subs, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't look right now because I'm scalping a stock, but I appreciate the love, team. I really do. There's 8s. Come on. 9s, 10s. I'm gonna sell half there. Keep it small, light. Hold 100 shares here. Gonna take 50 off. Gonna hold the rest of this break even. See if we can get up to like 25 is my profit target here. 25. Oh wait, I just realized I'm not up here. I'll put myself up. There we go. Slow and steady here, guys. The big thing is I hope AMD can break this resistance at 15 before the market turns around. Because I think the market's going to pull back, and I think if AMD doesn't break this before then, AMD is going to pull back. We want to see AMD break 50-15. It's a big resistance level. It's tested it like 3 or 4 times now. You can see all the double and triple, or the quadruple top here for AMD. This is the level we need to break before the market starts to reverse, and if not, I'm just going to have to get out. Watch the market, see if it reverses or not. there's the market ripping up, breaking highs. Hold the rest break even, I guess, here. Got out. Kept that one pretty break even. We just got to turn around. I profited a little bit from it. Still green, but not enough to be significant. Look at that big drop. So got out before that big drop. Luckily, market just didn't break again. But again, the green streak of the day continues. We'll slowly scale up to bigger size.
That 50-24 is still holding, man.
For which one?
AMD.
Oh yeah, I mean it went up to that. I think 50-15 is the big resistance. It's like a quadruple top there.
Well, the 24s is a longer term. That one's on the hourly way back. That's why I called it out pre-market.
Yeah, but my risk level in that one was 50-15 right here. You can see it tested at 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
100%.
And you don't want to be in that pullback.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it's really based off of a few things. Like, it's based off of that resistance and the SPY, right? Like, the SPY looks weak, you know. Really, AMD's rangy right now. You can see this range right here. And so until we break out of this range, I might just wait to trade it unless I'm planning on, like, buying at the bottom and then selling at the top. You know, one of those. But until then, I just gotta wait, I think. I might pivot to MU if I can, since it's not quite as in a strong range like AMD is. Yeah, we got a ton of new subs today, guys, so I appreciate the love. We just got flooded with subscribers, so sorry I didn't call you all out, but appreciate the sub. AP, RoboTube, Eric, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Stuart, my man, I appreciate the sub. Welcome, guys. But yeah, I know we had like 15 subs just now, but I didn't catch them all, so like I said, I appreciate it. Rub the beard for luck. Mitch, pet the puppy for luck. Yeah, for sure.
All right, looking for 33.66 here for UAL.
Bus killing everyone's dreams since 2017. Great job. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to AP. Thank you, bro. I mean, he's right. Yeah. Warrior Trading Guy turned $500 into $1 million in 2 years. Look, I like Warrior Trading, right? Like, I like his content. They've got a lot of good free content. I'm not hating on Warrior Trading, all right? Let me preface this with that. But where's the proof? Where's the proof? You know?
It's just you guys got to understand.
Be skeptical.
Regardless of what he's made or lost, it's a pump channel. Regardless of anything, when you have over 100,000 people in any chat room and you're trading, that's called a pump and dump channel. I don't care what you tell me. 100,000 traders in one room, everything's gonna get pumped and dumped.
Right, and what he's basically saying here is that regardless of whether he means to do it or not, if you're trading low float stocks and you have over 1,000 people in your chat room or channel,
over 100,000.
Yeah, when you call out a stock, you are essentially pumping that stock up because again, they're low float stocks, right? Like me, I trade AMD, MU, I trade large float stocks. I couldn't pump these stocks up. Even if everybody in here bought it all at once, it would barely move, right? And so that's the difference. And like I said, I like Warrior Trading. I think he's he's the least sleazy of all the penny stock gurus. I think he's got a lot of good free content. And so I'm not hating on Ross. I'm really not. I like Ross. I think he's got a lot of good free content out there for traders, and I respect that, and I like Ross. I'm just saying, when you're trading penny stocks and you have a huge following, they're bound to pump it up some for you. You're going to have a big edge and a big advantage over normal retail traders.
All right, guys, just want to put it out there for you guys that like big VWAP bounces and have opportunities. Square is coming back to the VWAP on the 5-minute and the 1-minute. Support right now is underneath it at 61.80s. The 5-minute has it not too bad. It doesn't look that bad for a good bounce. But of course, this one has a over $2 range, so be careful with that one.
Yeah, market's turning around, pulling back a little bit now. I'm gonna look at Disney. Disney kind of looks like a little fake out fade. If we can pop up to 106.40, I can short into that with 50 shares. That's what I'm looking at now. Quick short. We'll see though. The market's kind of dive back down, but the S&P 500 looks much more weak. And so we'll see.
All right, guys, looking for one more spike here in UAL to the 3360s, and I will short off the 34.
All right, I am in Disney here with 50 shares. Again, shorting off of this pop. I should have stuck to AMD or MU just because I've been having really good results with it so far today. We're getting a big squeeze. I'm out. Lost about 15 bucks there. First losing trade of the day, unfortunately, but I'm just kind of getting into my groove. It just squeezed up a little bit too much there for me.
All right, grabbed a little bit there. Don't want it to go past 34s here. 34.10 gets me out.
Yeah, but even 5,000 people, even 500 people, if you're pumping up low, like really low float stocks, like that's going to give anybody a huge edge. And like I said, I like Warrior. I'm just stating how the market works, right? Like if you're trading low floaters, you know, something that is very easily manipulated, and then you're calling those stocks out to thousands of people, that is going to push that stock up, you know, 100%. Depending if its float is less than 1 million, and you call it out and all those people buy it at once, you're certainly going to push that stock up. And again, like I said, I like Ross. I respect Ross more than any of the other penny stock gurus because Ross doesn't flash Lamborghinis and prop money at people. He gives free content away on YouTube. You know, he doesn't sell $1,000 DVDs on 5-year-old content. You know what I mean? So I like Ross. Don't get it twisted. I just think that anybody that has a huge following that trades low floats has a huge advantage in the market.
100% agree with that. All right, let's see if the SPY is going to hold, not getting back above 280s. That's what I would want to see.
And yeah, and guys, you don't want to get into the habit of where you've bought like a service, and so you just kind of like blindly shill for them, regardless of whether it works. Like, listen, just be honest about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think people get so.
Do you have my channel up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an accident. I went to go click the chat, accidentally clicked the web page.
No, you're good.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, I think people get wrapped up in you know, they've spent so much money on a service that they just kind of blindly shill for that service, right? Where they don't actually look at it. It's kind of like trying to talk somebody out of a pyramid scheme, right? They will defend that pyramid scheme until death because it hurts. They need to justify that expense. And so, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, I've spent $5,000 on it, but it's the greatest thing in the world, you know? And I think that happens a lot.
I think you just have, I don't like to think too much about it, really. I just keep it simple. 100,000 traders all trying to trade one symbol.
Yeah.
That's just what I just keep it to, you know what I mean? Right. I mean, in my eyes, that's never going to be a good thing.
Yep.
That's fighting for liquidity in an illiquid stock.
Right. 100%.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to make money off of you guys. That's the real key too. I'm not trying to make money off you guys.
It's 10 a.m. So Jerome Powell is speaking. That's what's causing AMD, MU to just tank down here.
Also OPEC. Remember OPEC. OPEC at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna
look up oil. Watch oil. Oil dropping hard. Remember, everything in oil was priced as a good news. So if you get bad news in oil, could hit the market hard.
Yeah, Mitch is in Denver, Cosmic. So
looking for one more spike in UAL to short, guys. to short bigger. I'm already short, but I'm looking to get bigger. I don't know what you're talking about, John.
It's not me. I mean, I'm in Texas. But I do kind of bang around on, like, I used to play the drums a little bit, and so I kind of bang around on stuff sometimes.
280 on the SPY is the big thing, I think.
Yeah, we're bouncing a little bit now, but we'll see. I'm looking at Disney right around the low of the day. Same thing with MU.
Let me go news searching. I'll let you know.
Yeah, SPY bouncing a little bit. John, I drive a Lambo. Dude, I drive a Lambo worth $7 billion, dude. I just bought it yesterday. Really, I have 5 of them. You know, I mean, I'm running this YouTube channel and trading with, 300 shares, but, like, I've got 12 Lamborghinis. You know, I've got 17 mansions, and, I'm the only person in the world to have $1 trillion in his bank account. So,
all right,
yeah.
meeting is going on right now in OPEC.
Yeah, I'm the Doc Antle of the stock market. That's me. Mitch is Carol. I'm the Doc Antle of the stock market. Mitch is Carol. Carol Baskin.
Powell is talking about the challenges of monetary policy today. Looks negative to me.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see some breaks here. I'm trying to trade off of this momentum, but we'll see. Zoom bouncing a little bit. AMD pulling back.
I'm trying to add, but I'm trying to get closer towards my number, guys.
I'm trying to be the Tiger King of day trading. Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, we're hitting the support right here. Support is 33.50s. I could either take the trade off here and add it back at 33.50s, or I could hold and look to add here. Sometimes you want to take this trade off. I'm working it based off the MACD and the RSI, so I'm kind of let it break this 52 first, head down towards 32, then I could take profit.
What was the CBD company you've checked on stream? I think there's NBEV is one. NBEV. There's CGC. There's CRON. There's ACB. There's APHA. All cannabis stocks.
I was going to get a massive bounce. What's going to happen?
I just jumped an AMD short, took a third of the 2/3 of the position off. I'm only holding 100 shares left of it, and I'm going to let the rest work here. See if we get a much larger breakdown where I can take another tad bit off.
It looks like I had that AMD called right this morning, man. Got to stick to those pre-market looks. 50.24 held.
Drop here, we're down. I'm gonna take the last little bit off here. So up $72 on the day. I think I've traded 5 times. I've had 1 loss out of 5, so running at 80%.
All right, guys, gonna take some off here. All right, took off 40 there at 18. Didn't want to get too picky by looking for 32, so I took it off there mostly.
Yeah, so good. I have myself up. What's your daily profit goal? I don't really have one per se. Alright, Disney broke under that low. I was thinking about shorting into that.
There you go, guys. Trump is announcing news concerns about DC, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. Pandemic is getting big in DC, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. I think this is what's hitting the market right now, guys. I'm going to keep my position. Look at that. We're in the green, guys.
Good work, brother. Alright, we're going to see maybe Disney here for me. Maybe CGC as well. Disney, I'm going to use 105.30s as my risk. It's got to be pretty small share size for Disney because Disney is a big stock. But yeah, this is definitely squeezing the market down here. I might get a little bit smaller share size, like 30 shares in Disney actually.
Look at Square's turnaround. That one was massive.
Yeah, man. Look at AMD, MU. A lot of them just squeezed out big.
You see,
go ahead.
This is why the strategy kind of works, guys. You know, the big thing is keep it small. I got a little bit too risky in Square because I didn't understand the range. It's $4 range. Very hard for an intraday trader to kind of understand if you're not looking at it beforehand. And one of the big things is to understand that the risk needs to be calculated correctly. And if you do that, you know, this trade, we only did 50 shares. We never even got our ad in UAL, and we're still making $70. That shows you something. There's some edge here when traded correctly.
All right, I jumped in with 30 shares of Disney here. I'm up a little bit. I'm going to take half off here, and then I'm going to hold these last little 15 shares to see if we can let the rest work. Just to show you guys this one real quick. Taking some small scalps, but yeah, that's 6 trades today, 1 loss. I'm going to get out there, just bag my quick profit from this volatility, and I'll put Mitch back up, but...
Got a little story time. I'm not going to bring up the trader, but I knew a trader that was in a stock, got caught, felt that he got caught. It was dropping down on him today with this market move up. Instead of being greedy and trying to look for profits today, he instead just got out on his buy-in price, thus getting break even, only paying commission. And props out to that trader. I know he's probably listening. Not necessarily put the trader out there, but the story itself, props to that. That's what good traders do. They understand that there's no need to get greedy, especially if you came back on your position. It's okay to stop out break even. Understand that you might have been incorrect in your judgment, and the risk is not worth it to you.
Right, for sure. Oh wait, say that again.
That at the end of the day, guys, when you're in a trade and you get stuck in it, it's going to take always more to get out of the trade break even than to get greedy on one side or the other. A lot of traders get greedy and say that, hey, I'll get back and I'll get profits out of this trade. And then they see the trade go down below their level again. They get a deer headlights, and then they end up losing just as much or more than they were worried about losing. So one of the biggest things I think a trader can do is sometimes when you're in a world of hurt and the stock bounces back to your break-even rate, it's okay to accept the loss and take the break-even and just pay commissions, because that takes more skill.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about someone else.
Oh, because I
Is that what you did?
Well, no, I did that same thing with AMD. If you guys remember, I took 500 shares and it went against me, and I was down like $30. And then once it got back to break even, I took 300 of those shares off because I didn't like the risk. I was uncomfortable, and when I'm uncomfortable in a trade, I get out when I can. So sorry. So it sounded similar to what I did. Who's their name? Who was it?
No, I'm not trying to put them out there. There's no need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
But 100% other trader that we have in our Discord that stays up in our Discord that I'll tell you guys. And that's why our Discord's important, guys. You can definitely DM me. Not necessarily I was telling him what position to take, but I was more along just telling him to understand what kind of risk he really wanted in the stock. Tried to help him find some news to verify, is this going down because of negative catalyst, or is this coming down because something else? All right, guys, looks like I'm going to get my profit. Boom. There you go, guys, right by the VWAP. Some people want to take and keep going with the trade. I got 10 shares left. Let's take the trade off there. Great trade from the top to the bottom to the VWAP. That's what we want to do, guys. Good job.
Yeah, I'm in 50 shares of Disney here. I'm going to try to hold this so you guys can see it. There we go. I'm going to take half off as soon as I can, hopefully under this $0.50. We got to lower the day break. That'd be best, but, might squeeze up against me here too. There we go. I just want to see a break lows. If not, I can get out break even. Just 25s. Oh man, it turned around on me quick. And alright, we need a break under this 104.50 level. Oh, nice. Let's see if we keep holding. Alright, I'm gonna get out break even there. Didn't like how it was popping here. Second loss of the day though, roughly break even. I don't even know if I consider that a loss. It was like $1.50. Or no, wait. No, it was $4.45. No, maybe that was my old one. I don't know. I have to look. No, I actually got out break even, I think. No, I lost $1.
Should I try for the huge VWAP bounce?
If you want to, bro.
Oh, it's massive right here on UAL. I'm going to respect that I've been trading the reversal, guys. Discipline here instead of just trading off price action. As much as I like it. That's how it is, though. As a trader, you need to understand it's not about liking trades. It's about staying logical, staying with the risk and reward, staying with the strategy that you're trying to implement.
Right, 100%. Somebody's asking about our Discord link. It's right here. Market bouncing, so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, it looks like we got some decent VWAP bounces in certain stocks.
Yeah, there's the Discord if you want to check it out. Alright, Disney's running in this 105 resistance level. That's what I was looking to hold, so it looks like I got out at the right time.
Adam, that looks like more like a analyst kind of question. I don't mind trying to do a little more deeper research, but I don't want to just give you something off the top of my head, because something that focused would have to require me to do more research. So I don't mind if you want to DM me in the Discord and ask me that question. I can look it up afterwards, but for right now, during intraday, I need to focus more on the trading.
I don't know about all that. Seems more like a scalping strategy. What? My trading? It certainly is.
Yeah.
But with scalping, I'm super accurate. You know.
Well, mine's completely different.
Yeah.
Complete range trading.
Right. And if you don't like scalping, like I said, this is, if you guys think I'm a bad trader or whatever reason, right? Go back and watch the stream. Seriously, go back and watch the stream and look at my P&L at the end of every trading day and watch how often I'm green. And so, like, yeah, I'm not perfect, but in the end, like, the people that saying I suck or I don't know what I'm talking about or I'm teaching people when I shouldn't or whatever the reason, right? Like I said, there's verified proof that we know what we're talking about. Oh, man.
You ready for this headline? Nearly, this is, I feel bad, man. We'll be watching the housing market. They're saying nearly a third of Americans didn't pay rent.
Alright, so I think the next interesting level here is Mitch's level from earlier, that 280 level. We do have a level at 279.50, but that 280 level is interesting. Like you said, a third of Americans didn't pay rent?
Yeah, my bad. I was watching TV there.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm like trying to jump from TV and trading and back. And yeah, they said nearly a third of Americans didn't pay rent. That's what the new data shows.
Dang.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot, man. But I get it, though. I mean, here, it is what it is. Like, I make sure when I get paid, I just pay all my bills early, man. Like, I've paid my bills for months in advance. I don't feel like stressing about it if stuff gets hard. But no, somebody's asking about our Discord. Here's the link if you want to check it out. But no, regardless, what I was going to say is that if you go back and you watch the end of every stream and you look at my P&L, on streams that I did it all live, so I can't go back in time, I can't fake it, I can't make up a bunch of wins, you see my trades, right? And you see my P&L at the end of every day. If you go back and you tally up how many times I ended green, and by how much, and how many times I ended red, and by how much, you'll see I'm extremely profitable in the last 6 months, I would say. Extremely profitable. I've been... a large majority of my weeks, I would say, if you're looking at my weekly average, I'm probably at least 70% accurate on a weekly basis. Probably more than that, I would guess. And so again, part of me, sorry if I rant about this, but part of me feels like I need to somewhat defend our channel here, because like certain people act like we shouldn't teach people how we trade, or we don't have the skills to tell people what we know and teach people our system and strategy. And it's like, we're not selling it, we're just giving it away for free. But again, I'm the only person that has verified, we are the only channel that has verified proof of that profitability. Nobody else streams live every day and does that. And so in the end, people can say what they want. We got documented proof. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we got some of that bounce in UAL. I'm not sure it'll get back all the way up there, so I'm being patient now.
Yeah, I'm looking at AMD or MU rejection off of these previous lows. It just depends on what the SPY does here. And like I said, I'm not trying to brag here. Appreciate the sub, W. I'm just trying to say, like, look, we get a lot of haters on the stream, and it feels good to be this profitable, man. It really does. Because it's like, you'll see them pivot to something else to hate on, and it just feels good, man. It feels good. Their tears fill my heart. And then,
then we also get people that tell us that, with a small account, you can't make money, stuff like that. I mean, I'm using the smallest account, $75. That's more than enough for people to be making gains and losses off of. Yeah. Especially with an intro account.
For sure.
Just think about it this way: if you pay for this, the intro package, $375, and you're making $75 a day, think about the percentage gains.
Right. You'll pay that back in what? 5 days. 5 days. Sorry, my math was a little bit slow.
Yeah, you tested yourself there. I'm a finance major, and I was already like, no, John, don't do it.
Right. 5 days. It took me a little bit. Took me a little bit longer than it should have. But you guys know me. I know my math, right? My son.
Yeah.
But
hey, quick math is always fun.
Right. Really, it's 375 divided by 75, which is 5. So that's what I had to calculate in my head real quick.
All right, so let's read what Mr. Powell was talking about. Let me try to see what he was saying.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to 20K. Very, very close to that. Let me see where we're at now. We got 19,622. We're getting pretty close. We should break 20K, I would say, in a few weeks. In a week or two. We'll have over 20K. Feels good, man. Feels good. I'm looking at Disney maybe shorting into this level here. At 105.25 or so. I want a little bit smaller sizing. That last trade had me stressed out. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Matt. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Welcome.
So, pretty much what I'm reading out of the Fed speech is admittance that they're not going to let the banks fail. That's what I'm reading is the major point, and that's taken off of Kramer.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Miguel. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. How did you get off the ground and get started? I lost a bunch of money. And I think that's necessary. I think that's somewhat necessary, right? Like, new traders are gonna lose, and that's why, like, I respect anybody that gives people a realistic view. Like, people hate on TradeNet and TEFs, but they're not sleazy. Like, they're giving you a funded account and like a course and a demo account and access to their chat room for very cheap, allowing a new trader to get started and just risk less as a new trader, right? New traders are going to lose. It doesn't matter where they go, right? Unless you get extremely lucky, which again is going to be luck and not skill, right? It doesn't matter what course you take. It doesn't matter what guru you follow. It doesn't matter what broker or platform you use. It doesn't matter what strategy you trade. You're going to lose your first account. Okay, I'm here to tell you that. If you think you're going to take your first $1,000 account and just make all this money and prove everybody wrong, there is an extremely tiny chance of that. The reality is you're going to lose your first few accounts most likely, and that's okay, because when you lose, it's going to teach you stuff, and you're going to need to learn that stuff in order to win, right? So losing is somewhat necessary and inevitable, and you have to learn risk management. And what causes you to learn risk management? Losing your butt a few times. You lose a ton, you're going to be like, man, I should probably manage my risk a little bit better, and that's going to get you started in managing risk, right? If you get really lucky, it can be actually one of the most toxic things for a new trader, because instead you end up just YOLOing it and losing a ton of money, right? And so take it slow, trade small. You're probably going to lose. Give it a year, and just try to manage risk when you first get started and learn. That's the hardest part. You're going to lose and it takes years. It's not something that you're just going to get rich quick on. It takes years on average, to really succeed at it. Here, Maddie. Okay, here, just don't unplug or mess with anything.
Yeah, guys, great VWAP bounce there, UAL. Never took it, but that's one of our strategies also, guys. Later in the day, 5-minute pullback to the VWAP, or John likes to call it. I'm not sure exactly. How do you refer to that later in the day VWAP bounce, John?
I don't really have a late in the day one. I have a rebound bounce, which is like
the rebound bounce. There you go. That's what it is.
Yeah, you can kind of see one on the SPY here, if that's what you were talking about. So if you look at the SPY, a rebound bounce is it's just taking advantage of short-term bullish sentiment, right? And so, for instance, if we look at this here on the SPY itself, you can see we get a big rejection below the VWAP, right? This looks weak. But then when we get a quick and sudden bounce all the way back above the VWAP, and then we pull back down to test it, that looks really strong. And you can get into a short-term move, buying it around here, and riding it up to the VWAP. You know, buying it around here, and then riding it up for that quick push back up. It's what I call a rebound bounce, because, you know, and the big thing to understand here is that you're taking advantage of this big sudden bounce all the way above the VWAP. The VWAP is an intraday trend indicator, so it tells you the short-term trend, right? Stocks maintaining above it, it's in an upward bullish trend. Stocks maintaining below it on an intraday basis, it's in a downtrend. It's in a short-term downtrend. So when you see the stock push all the way above the VWAP and then hold as support, this looks really strong. And then when it holds support there, you jump in, you know. And a lot of times, at least you're going to get a quick move up that you can take profits from. We got some classes on it. Just go to our channel and search Rebound Bounce Setup. And if you want me to post the link, I can.
All right, guys. I think we might get a momentum push through this 280. It's a good rebound, at least for right now.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about
15-minute charts look strong. I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we did the little rebound bounce, and as you can see, that shows a lot of strength. People are taking advantage of it. I'm looking at Zoom a little bit here for a rebound bounce. Zoom just has a huge range. I don't hate it, but that's kind of what I'm watching now with Zoom. And I mean, listen, guys, day trading takes years, but once you do learn how to be profitable, that'll be a skill you'll have for the rest of your life. You know, so like, yeah, it takes a long time, but anything that's worth learning takes a long time. You know, whether it be like programming, anything, takes a long time.
Square looking interesting here, guys. If they come back up, but
yeah,
not going to take the trade because it's not part of the strategy.
And yeah, if you want to use our platform, I'll post that link here. It's one of the cheaper ways you can get started. It's not perfect by any means, but you know, the way it works is it operates like a prop firm. And so you spend $375. They do have a sale going on right now, so you spend $375, very cheap, and it comes with a course and a demo account to trade with and access to their chat room. And so a lot of learning things. You can take the demo account and practice and learn and test strategies. And then as long as you haven't bought 2 intro packages yet, you should be approved, and reach out to them to be 100% sure. But once you are approved, the base package for $375, they basically make you a contractor for them. And that's how they get around the PDT rule, and you're able to actively day trade a $14,000 funded account with no PDT rule and a shorting ability. And it's the cheapest way to get started. There's no PDT rule, you can short, and it operates like a prop firm. And so there's a 70-30 split. So if you make $1,000 net, bring that 14K account up to 15K, they're going to keep 300, you're going to keep 700, and then there's a $700 max loss. And so if you go under 13,300, they close you down. And again, I think it's just the cheapest way a new trader can get started. Those are the pros. The cons are they do charge commissions, so there are commissions on there, and there's not many penny stocks. And so if you're looking to trade penny stocks, probably not the right platform for you. But you know, if you're trading mid and high cap stocks and you want to actively day trade and learn to short, I think it's a good, a cheap platform. And again, just like I said earlier, most new traders lose, and so it's a lot easier to lose a $400 account when you first get started than losing thousands on a conventional platform like most traders end up doing.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, guys, what I always talk about is You know, you can learn any strategy in paper trading. What you really need to start doing is learning how to execute and live market experience. What the only real way to do that, I think, is to always try to limit your risk. So small accounts with low commissions, these are going to give you strengths. And that's what I really feel TradeNet really supports, is that it gives you that low commissions. You're outside of the PDT rule. You're able to short stocks. There's too many kind of brokers and packages that only focus on longs. And today you see me shorting. Yesterday I was longing. And I think that's a real benefit to me, that I can go both sides of the trade.
I just got into Zoom with just a little 20 shares, anticipating a possible bounce here. If I don't, I'm going to get out very small. Not really a stock I generally trade, and I might want to just stick with the stocks I trade after this if this doesn't work out. It's just not really my style of trading. But yeah, I think we are having some oil news. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there. Lost 12 bucks. Kept it small. Just not really a stock I usually trade. And I think I saw the rebound bounce set up, but the big thing is that it doesn't really follow the market like we want it to.
Looks like he put himself out there, so why not? It was Mark Cuban, guys. It was the Cuban man in our chat.
My man.
My man got out of a good trade, but gotta give him props.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I think sometimes we focus so much on like wins that we don't give ourselves props for the good losses.
Right.
And this is a good skill to teach yourself, guys. Losses are going to come, but if you don't learn how to lose, you won't make it in trading.
100%. Yeah, losing is inevitable. You're going to do it. It's going to happen. No matter how much you try to avoid that happening, dude, you're going to lose. And you'll probably lose big. You know, sometimes. The key is being able to handle it. You know, it's conditioning. It's pure conditioning. You just got to condition yourself. Do it over and over again until you learn. It's like Pavlov and the dog, right? You do it over and over again until losing doesn't bother you anymore because you've done it so much that you know long term you're profitable. Losing is insignificant. You know, it happens. It's going to happen every now and then, and that's okay.
It's normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I made 400 on Zoom the other day, but that was a pure accident, honestly. I mean, the trade was correct. Like, I wanted to get into the trade, right? But I took way too big of size the other day. And so now, you know, the other day I ended up getting into Zoom with 300 shares and making $400 and something on accident because I had just traded AMD, and so I'm used to taking 200 to 300 shares on AMD. And so when I traded Zoom, I didn't realize the range was so big. It's one of the one times I forgot to calculate the range, and it worked out, but it was a terrible mistake. As much as I'd like to take credit for that, it was a horrible mistake. Terrible mistake. Alright, we're going to short into MU here. Still waiting, getting ready to. CTC doesn't look terrible here either. I'm waiting to short into MU. I think it's going to depend on the SPY, so I'm going to wait until we get a better momentum style move. Just repetition, Philip. You know, just repetition. Condition.
Yeah. I talked about it in the Discord yesterday. Discipline is not necessarily something that everyone just has. It's not something you're just born with. Something you really need to develop. It's a skill. Discipline, really what it does is it proves to you that you can trust your skills to get out if the hurt gets too big. That's really what discipline does. It's your own confidence in your own abilities to stick to your process.
We got Isaac pumping up the dislikes again. Don't make me do it, Isaac. I will put you in timeout, bro. You know.
He's just bored because he doesn't have football.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to that UFC coming on, man. That UFC's in 9 days. I'm not counting, but it's in 9 days. I'm waiting for it, man. You know, honestly,
9 days, but not counting.
Yeah, I'm not counting at all. You know, I'm not superstitious at all, but the beard is 100% the reason I keep winning. 100%, no doubt. I'm not superstitious at all, though. Yeah.
I'm not shaving.
Yeah, I'm not shaving either, dude. Honestly, I shaved once, immediately lost. Yeah, actually, a true story. I'm not really superstitious. I'm not really superstitious. But I traded. I was on like a 9-day green streak. I shaved my beard because my wife bugged me too. The next 2 days, I lost. You know, so I lost until my facial hair grew out a little bit more, and then once I grew the beard back out, I've been on a ridiculous green streak. And so I'm not saying the beard has been the reason for my green streak, but the beard has certainly been the reason for my green streak, 100%. You know, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Everything in me wants to scalp square right there, but I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna break my rules, guys.
I'm kind of mad I sold Zoom. It's popping up. Problem is that it's in the middle range and it doesn't follow the market super closely. The reason Zoom has been doing well is because people are at home using Zoom conferencing software, just like we're using today on stream. But yeah, gotta wait, see if we can find anything else.
15-minute chart still holding on the SPY, guys. Still bullish on the SPY, at least for the 15 minutes.
So the platform we use, Greg, it operates like a prop firm, and so you know you're spending. Technically, it's an educational package. So like you're spending $375. The sale's going on right now. Usually it's $400 or $500, but it's $375. It comes with a course, a demo account, access to a chat room, and then once you're approved, you get a $14,000 funded account, and there's no PDT rules, so you can day trade in short. The catch is they're going to take some of your profits like a prop firm, so like you make $1,000 net, you bring that $14,000 account up to $15K. They're going to keep 30% of that with the base package. You're going to keep 70%, so $1,000 net would be $300 for them, $700 for you, and then there's a $700 max loss, and so if you take the $14,000 account and go under $13,300, they close you down. But again, you're spending $375, so you're spending, you know, close to half of that. So the risk reward, in my opinion, is solid as well. But again, there's pros and cons. Not many penny stocks are tradable. Low liquidity, low float stocks are usually not tradable in there. It's mostly meant for mid and high cap stocks. There are commissions. There is a profit split, but you know, there's pros and cons. So it's good for some people.
All right, looking for this to try to break out through 44s. Reject RCL.
There's the link if y'all want to check that out. Alright, SPY pushing up. I want to go long in some of these stocks, but I need some upward moves. I need some upward momentum. They're kind of in the middle range right now, and I don't like that yet. And so we need some upward moves first. Really, it's if you think the SPY is going to hold over 280.
I'd look for this 5-minute candle on the SPY to hold above 580. That would show a bullish switch. And then we could get that momentum. At least that's what I'm looking for.
I'm not in MU. I never ended up taking that last position I called out. I'm still waiting on MU. Like I said, I need some more upward momentum here, and I just don't know if I'm going to get it. I was thinking about shorting at 48.80, but with the market looking strong, I don't know. Maybe I should have. It's actually dropping and looking really weak right now, but AMD's not that bad, actually. I could use a $0.50 as my risk here for AMD. Dropped a little bit too much now, though.
Clothing sector is has big moves to trade off of, guys. Just want to put that out there. Retail stocks looking good to trade off of today.
Alright, it's time to so now that I built up some profit on the day, it's about that time where I start to take some big swings here. I'm going to short into AMD here. I'm in with 300 shares. Not the largest position I've taken today, but I am going to start swinging a little bit here, and you know, it really depends on what the market does, but I'm going to keep that 49.50 level as my risk. Take some off as soon as I can here. I'm going to take half off there. holding 100 shares left. Just a quick scalp. Looks good. I'm going to hold this last little 100 shares, see if we can come down, preferably to like the whole dollar of 49, but we do have some support right here, so I might hold the rest break even if I need to.
There's one thing I will let you guys know is when you guys hear John trading, you see how decisive he's trying to be with his numbers. That's how you do when you scout. You got to be decisive.
All right, about to get out. I'm out, break even on the rest. So made a little bit of money, quick trade, but then I'm out. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think you have to be. I think you kind of have to be laser focused when you scalp, and it's you know, you gotta be really quick with it and get in and get out. And you can see my P&L on the day. I'm keeping my losses very small because, you know, one thing that you have to do with scalping is you have to understand where the big levels are in a chart, right? And you have to be super strict with those levels a lot of the time, at least with your entries. If you get in at the wrong entry like I did earlier, it just ends up being worse for you. Maybe I sold too soon there, but you just got to be super strict with it.
I think just watch VWAP for SPY.
It's not my platform, it's just the same platform that we use. It's $15 a month for their platform. Best thing to do is reach out to them though. Like, I'm just going based off of my own experience with them, so I'm not 100% sure with some of these, so it's best to, I mean, I know what the price is and stuff, but any super in-depth questions, you want to ask them because they're going to know more than we do. Maybe I should have shorted them there too. Alright, big drop in the SPY. Man, see, 49 was my target. Maybe I should have held to that target on AMD. I like the weakness. A new level here that we could start to watch, though, is like the previous closing price. They're not too bad. We just got, you know, we're just slowly grinding it up. Square. I'll put it in AMD instead of AMD. And again, on this little bounce, I don't hate it. It just depends on what I think the market's going to do right here. Again, though, you'll see me start trading a little bit larger as time goes on now. I might take 300 shares with the plan to kind of scale into AMD a little bit more here. Gonna wait for my entry. I just took 300 shares here. Like I said, I don't mind adding a little bit more. I'm going to start to try to scale back into a little bit larger position now. And with 300, and if it goes my direction, that's okay too. Like, if I don't get my scale up, that's fine too. That's preferable even. But we're going to give it some time and add another 300 shares if we get a little bit more of a bounce up here. Still about break even. 26s. Gotta watch the SPY here. I'm hoping it gets rejected, but if it doesn't, I can just bail out of this.
I like the symmetricalness of KSS here, guys. Really good symmetrical trading, at least the pattern today.
Alright, so I just got out of half. I didn't get the chance to add on AMD, and so I'm just taking and scaling out of the rest of this. Got out another half there, and yeah, gonna go ahead and get out the rest. So up $101.85 on the day. We'll see what MU does here with it breaking these lows. I'm still watching that, and really I just traded off of the SPY's pullback. To show you exactly what I traded here, I'm looking at the market, and when I see the market do this, right, I see the market break this low. This is what I do. I see the market, and just to show you exactly why I traded this, I saw the market break this low right here. And so, to zoom in a little bit more, I saw the market break this low right here. So when it broke this low, you could see it squeezed down. here, right? And so you see it squeezed down here. When it bounces, I'm anticipating that this level right here is going to hold as resistance, at least on a short-term basis. So does that make sense? And so when it bounces right here, you see it breaks under this big level right here at 279.20. And when it breaks underneath that, I'm anticipating a short-term hold as of resistance there. And so when that happens, what am I doing? I'm shorting into AMD because AMD follows the market fairly well, and at least on a short-term, small-time basis. And so I can take 10 cents from that really easily and quickly, get in and get out, and take advantage of short-term momentum, if anybody understands what I really mean here. That's all I'm doing. It actually looks a little bit better if we take a look at the SPX here, the S&P 500. Because again, we break underneath this big level right here that I haven't actually drawn yet because I was watching the SPY mostly. So we broke underneath this 27.99 level, this 2800 level really. We break underneath this 2800 level. I'm anticipating that 2800 level is going to turn into resistance and hold. Let's do large and then down. I'm anticipating that this level is going to hold as resistance once it breaks, right? That's all I'm doing. And so I'm shorting into a following move, trying to take a few cents from it and then get out based off of that momentum, if anybody understands that. All right, but it's a very short-term trade, and it's just taking advantage of very short-term momentum. That's all I'm doing. That's all it is. Maybe I'll do a video on this, because I had a few videos out on the different scalps, and to be honest, I'm just kind of coming up with these scalping momentum strategies. I'm just kind of coming up to them as I trade and I see some possible momentum with support and resistance. I'm coming up to these kind of on the fly here, and they're working really well. With consistency, you know, they're pretty consistent. It's just looking for short-term momentum. And even though it didn't hold, it gave me at least a solid down move here that I could take advantage of. You know, quick down move, take 10 or 15 cents and get out.
Yep, I think a big one to watch right now. It's a huge range, so be careful with it. But Square has been building a support here at these 59.50s. I think if that 59.50 holds on a pullback here, it could come right back up there to 62s, 63s. So watch the SPY to see if it rips out through the 280s now.
What is the difference between selling and selling short? So selling just means you're unloading, you're getting rid of a position. You know, say you buy 100 shares, you want to bet that the stock is going to go up, so you're buying it, and you know, you're trying to sell and get rid of those shares. You're going from 100 shares to 0 shares. Short selling is when you're actually borrowing shares, betting that the price of the stock is going to go down. The premise of short selling is kind of like if you think the price of sugar is going to go down, right? Say a bag of sugar is $1, right? And you think that price of sugar is going to go down to 50 cents. So you borrow a bag of sugar from your neighbor. You know, you immediately sell it. You take the $1. You wait for the price of sugar to go down to 50 cents. You buy a bag of sugar for 50 cents and you give it back to your neighbor, thus profiting 50 cents from that deal. That is short selling in a nutshell. You're borrowing shares and then you're giving it back and keeping the difference because the price dropped. And if the price goes up, you're losing money. You know, that's short selling in a nutshell. Alright, so I don't hate this bounce up in AMD. I might short into a little bit more with it. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going to start trading larger positions here. Try to start building up some more profit. I just jumped in with another 300 or 400 shares this time. And like I said, I'm going to start taking bigger and bigger size in here. We'll see. Alright, so I'm in with 400 shares.
Looking for Peloton to reject off 29 one more time.
Ooh, big squeeze up here. Squeezed up way too big, unfortunately. SPY just bounced, so it took away $30 of profit. It's okay. We'll see what else we can find. Like I said, I'm trying to scale up in some, so $100 is great, but I've been trying to make larger and larger profits. So I don't hate this, but we just got a big upwick on the SPY here, is what I lost on that one, which is alright. part of the reason of building up profits. Look at this big upwick, which is really rare, but you know, it is what it is. All right, we're gonna try it again here. If we look weak again on the SPY. All right, I'm gonna bet this is gonna go down now. All right, I'm in with another 400 shares. I hope it doesn't do me dirty again.
That's the scalping life.
Yeah, bro. All right, there we go.
Yeah, jump on the momentum.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out
Hope
half
she
there.
rides.
Yeah, I just got out half. Made my money back to a certain extent. I'm gonna take another half off there. And gonna let this last little 100 shares work. That's this drop I was initially trying to get. I think I just got a bad entry on the first one. That's alright. I'll hold the rest break even.
Alright guys, if you guys like this trading, definitely go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe. Definitely how it supports the channel. You know, we do everything for free. So definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe. That's how you support us.
Alright. Dropping down some more. I'm gonna get out the rest there. Alright, so yeah, basically the last two trades I'm down $6, and so I'm back up to $95 in profit. That's the move I was initially trying to get, and my big thing with scalping is like if I miss the move and then I see it fulfilling because it tried to fake me out, I have no problem with jumping right back in and then making my money from it, or at least making my money back. This is a big drop in the S&P 500 though, and so I would look to see some other stuff drop, and we'll see if we can find some more momentum with these. Hey, see you, Buzz. Later, brother. Any advice for first timers? Trade small, trade slow. Be prepared to lose, and understand that you'll probably lose for a few years when you first get started, and that's okay. If you think you're going to get rich quick, you're probably not. And ignore anybody that flashes Lamborghinis and prop money at you trying to sell you $1,000 DVDs. It's all nonsense. That's my advice. Shout out to all the subs today. I appreciate the love. I really do. See what else we can get today. Market's looking weak, dropping down pretty big here.
Hoping for one more spike in Peloton.
Alright, market's looking weak. I'm shorting back into AMD with 400 shares. We'll see. Market's dropping. I'm going to plan to see if this can drop back down to under the whole dollar of 49 is ideally the plan here. We'll see if we get that or not. Any quick profit I'm happy with. Take that. Holding 200 shares left. Take that. Another little bit off, holding 100 shares now. Probably just gonna get out the rest of this. I'll let it test. I'm gonna get out there. All right, $115 day so far. Yeah, not a bad day. We're just kind of growing, slowly building. We're gonna keep trading. Got out before that spike. Don't mind shorting into this bounce here either. Maybe. We'll see. My screen was up, right? Yeah, okay, good. And again, I'm just trading off of the SPY's weakness. I'm looking at the SPY, see it. When I see some really weak action, I'm just taking advantage of that really quick and taking profits very, very fast with tiny share size for the most part. I don't hate shorting into this move here for AMD if I think the market's just going to drop some more. I'm going to short into it. I'm in 500 shares now. Maybe it's the bad move, but I've got profit on the day to protect it. So I'm going to move under the whole $1. Anticipate the SPY breaks lows here. We'll take half off there. Holding 200 shares. We'll take another half off there. Holding 100 shares. I'll let this last 100 shares work under the whole dollar as long as it doesn't like quickly rebound and push above the whole dollar. I'm just gonna continue to take profits into this drop here. Hopefully down to like, I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna hold these last 100 shares. Gonna take another 50 shares off. Holding the last little 50 here. See if we can get a much larger move down to this previous close, like that. Here's 89s, 88s, 84s. I'm gonna get out the rest there. And so $150 day so far. Saw the weakness on the SPY. Got out a little bit earlier relative to this previous closing price, but not much. Followed the plan pretty closely. Let's see what else we got. It depends, man. Everybody's a little bit different, Philip, so some people are going to perform better with certain indicators. I'm more of a purist, and so I like the previous closing price, maybe in the VWAP, and that's it. I don't like a million indicators. I just don't do as well. I like my charts clean. A lot of indicators just cloud up my view of the stock. So. Not a bad little P&L on the day though. I'll still build this. And you can see why my price target was the previous close at 48.79. Look exactly where it bounces. Right at the previous closing price, and that's why I use that level as a reward target. Yeah.
Alright, this next 5 minutes is going to be very important for the SPY to determine what does it want to do. Break down to 276 or push through the 280s.
Hey, thank you, Marios. What do you mean, Vital? What would I day trade with $100? Nothing. You could buy like an option maybe with $100, but you know, I wouldn't be attached to it. If you only have $100, I would just wait and learn as much as I could. Sometimes it does. It depends on the stock, Cosmic. Yeah, I mean, by that logic, a lot of the time in depressions and crashes, gold and silver, valuable metals are usually going to rise to a certain extent. And so, but it's not always, it's not 100% of the time. Just like anything, you want to just bet on favorable probabilities with that.
Alright guys, a lot of charts are flagging right now. There's a lot of flags.
Yeah, market's bouncing back above the VWAP here. We'll see what happens now. Should be interesting. No, it's all free. I mean, yeah, Discord's all free. Here's the link if you want it. Yeah, we live stream every day, Marios. It's every day.
Hey guys, while the market's taking a second here to determine what it wants to do, I'm going to go ahead and take a second here to let you guys know about the platform that John and I use on these streams. We use TradeNet. It's a high quality platform and packages with funded account program. You can day trade as much as you want, which is what I really like at the end of the day. We're day traders here, so we're looking to day trade as much as we really want. We have that cheap commissions, an ability to short stocks, plus you get access to the chat room, demo account to practice, and a legit trading course. All this for less than $400 right now. I think the sale right now is $375, so definitely don't miss out on the sale. For a lot of you guys that are going to be receiving that stimulus money, some of you might need it. For those that need it, of course, go ahead and pay your bills. That's always the most important thing. But for those that can go ahead and transition and maybe use this for trading, go ahead and why not take a chance with a cheap account and give yourself a chance to get yourself up there in the profits that you're looking for.
Yeah, Luke, I don't know I'm not going to say anybody specifically, but I think if someone's trying to flash a Lamborghini and selling $1,000 DVDs that are 5 years old or holding a bunch of prop money, they're trying to sell you a false dream, man, a fake dream. And, there's a lot of them. But yeah, if you want to check out TradeNet and Tefts, I don't know if I would suggest using the stimulus check for it. Don't attack me, U.S. government. Please don't hate me. But yeah, if you have extra money to spare, you can check out that link. Yeah, well, Profitly is so easy to fake, man. I'll show you Profitly. I can upload my trades to Profitly. I mean, that's easy, man. That's easy to fake. Listen. Okay, I'll say this again. I'm not calling out anybody specifically here. Okay? What I am saying though is that new traders end up getting wrapped up in the dream, right? The dream of day trading penny stocks. Can you make $1 billion trading penny stocks? Buy my trading course. Right? That's what the new traders get. They eat that up, man, because it's a dream. Every trader has that fantasy, like, man, I'm gonna take this $1,000 and I'm gonna buy this guy's course, and I'm just gonna turn that $1,000 into millions, and I'm gonna prove everyone in my family who told me it was a bad idea, I'm gonna prove them wrong, and I'm gonna show them that I am successful and that I'm smart and that I know how to trade stocks. I get the fantasy, man. I really do. I understand it. But what I'm saying though is that penny stocks specifically are worse percentage plays. They're harder to trade, they're less predictable, and the only reason a large majority of people push penny stocks is because they're front-loading onto positions. They are getting their subscribers and their followers to manipulate those stocks because they're low float and they're easily manipulated, and then they're selling it, leaving half of their followers holding the bag. And again, I'm not talking about anybody specific. But what I am saying though is that most penny stock information is publicly available for free. It's already out there for free. There's no secret strategy. The real reason day trading takes a long time to learn is because it takes a long time to condition your emotions, for you to not be emotional. It doesn't matter what strategy you take, what course you take, what guru you follow, what market you're trading in. It takes time to be able to control your emotions and build a system. So no matter what strategy, there's no $1 million strategy. There's no single unique strategy. It's all available for free already. All right. And so what happens a lot of the time is that penny stock gurus flash a bunch of Lamborghinis and prop money at new traders, and they tell them that you can get rich quick in the stock market. And you could get rich in the stock market, but it's not going to be fast. It's going to take years to be successful. and penny stocks are the lower percentage play because you can't test them. They might run up, and you'll never see them again after a week. They're usually terrible companies, and so a lot of the time, some of these gurus are selling 5-year-old DVDs for thousands of dollars, man. And just to put that into perspective, the market changes so much in 5 years. So much in 5 years. That a DVD that's 5 years old that's trying to teach me anything about this present market is going to be obsolete. Alright? That's what you really need to understand. And again, I get it. It feels good to think you're going to get rich quick with only a few $1,000. It feels good, man. It feels good. I get it. You want to buy a Lamborghini. It appeases your emotions. It sells you a dream, right? The reality is, you want to learn to day trade. Put that money into experience, man. A course is not going to teach you what you want to know. That stuff's available for free already. And again, anybody that uses fancy cars, Lamborghinis, prop money, whether it's real money or prop money, to sell you a course that is unnecessarily expensive or sell you a DVD that costs thousands of dollars is taking advantage of your emotions. Alright, that's the key thing. I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I think all the gurus have good content in one way or another. Tim Sykes has good content on extension. He understands extension fairly well. But what I'm saying though is that don't buy the dream, man. Everybody's going to sell it. Of course, penny stocks make huge gains, and you can make money trading penny stocks. But again, for a new trader, they're the lower percentage play, and just like you can make money, you can lose a ton of money, and losing a ton of money is actually way more likely than winning. And again, you're going to get people that defend them. A lot of the times, people that defend them have spent so much money that they desperately need to justify that expense, right? You spend $5,000 on a course, and then you hear somebody say you didn't need to. That's going to hurt a little bit, and you're going to subconsciously try to defend that in your head, whether you realize it or not. And so that's the lesson I can give new traders that you really should understand. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes years to be successful. You're probably going to lose a ton of money. And it doesn't matter what course you take, all info on trading is mostly available for free already. And so, that's my logic. It is what it is.
Looking for one more boost here in Peloton to get short.
And I know nobody wants to hear that. I know nobody really wants to hear that, But in the end, some people need to hear it. As much as it might suck to hear a buzzkill about trading and to realize you're probably not going to get rich in 6 weeks trading the stock market. No matter how much you might want to or how much it might feel good to think that, you're probably not. It's going to take years, and be prepared for that, because one of the best things a trader can have is realistic expectations. The market changes a ton in 5 years. It's somewhat similar, but my point remains that in the end, the market changes a ton. Strategies that work now probably didn't work 5 years ago, and strategies that are going to work 5 years from now are probably not the same strategies that we're using now. And so, with that said, looking at strategies from 5 years ago doesn't make a lot of sense. Just in the last year, my strategies have changed and morphed and so forth and so on, from the last year. And that's how it is, Yeah, I think they hide their profit and loss statements, or their profit and their P&L. I think they hide their, P&L on the day. I can show people a chart and be like, yeah, I'm up so much in this chart without actually showing anybody anything. And I think that's what they do, Philip. But like I said, nobody really wants to hear that, And like I said, I'm not targeting anybody specifically. And so if you see anybody get mad at me for this, they're doing what I'm talking about, But yeah, it's just the truth. It's my truth. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am, though. Yeah, and no, listen, I love having you here, Options Trader Mike, but we're just not going to mention any other competing channels, Yeah, you're good, Options Trader Mike. We like having you here too, brother. No stress, man. S&P Capital's legit. I like them. I like them. I think they teach a realistic way to trade that makes a lot of sense, you know. Yeah, and like I said, it's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons I like trading at Etfs, because they're not sleazy with it. Like, it comes with the course and a demo account and access to a chat room, and then once you're approved for the funded account, you got a chance of making money that way with the 70-30 split, and I think it just makes sense. And they're not sleazy. You're not seeing a bunch of Lamborghinis. You know, they're just teaching you the realistic part of it and giving you that experience, and I think that is way more value for $400 than any course, you know. I feel this channel is... Oh, no, you're good, Options Trader. Like I said, man, we like having you here, brother. You're good, man. Now, one of the reasons is, like, I've gone to their channel, and I've been like, hey, you know, it was fun. Like, we've had a bunch of people that came here, and a lot of people stayed here because they didn't do it one day. And then when I went to their channel, and I was like, hey, look, no hard feelings, man. I'm sure everybody just went back to your channel. Cool channel. The dude instantly banned me. The dude, so I think he doesn't show his face, and he's probably, like, a pretty insecure dude over there. Options. Again, he also kind of hides some of his P&L, which I don't respect. So, you know, it is what it is, but, you know. SMB, yeah. I don't use OCO brackets. I don't trade on Thinkorswim.
Trade that looks interesting here for me is Square off of 59s. It's only a 30 or 40 cent risk. But you could get a move up to 62 if the market rips out from here on. It's good range.
Yeah, I didn't even know they sold a course, Sammy. But I don't have an issue with them. I like some of their content. And like I said, you might hear me talk and think I'm against the course. I'm really not. Like, really, the smart people, if you develop a skill, the smart people are going to profit off of that skill, you know, in as many ways as possible, right? And, you know, the smart people with money are usually smart, and they understand multiple income streams is a good thing. Right, so just because somebody sells a course does not mean they're a bad trader. It just means they're making multiple income streams, which is fine. You know, it's understandable. And anybody that says, "Well, if you're such a good trader, why are you selling a course?" probably doesn't have that much money, because you diversify, you build multiple income streams. Even the best traders in the world are going to realize it's somewhat unstable, and so it is what it is. But courses are fine. Just don't be sleazy with it. Don't sell a dream. You know, that's what I don't like. Selling a dream to new traders that don't understand or know any better, and they just eat it up. You know, they spend thousands of dollars on a penny stock course, they lose thousands. They never say a bad thing about it because it hurts too much, because they got to justify the expense, and that's what I dislike, and that's the worst part of the trading culture.
Oil heading down there, guys. Looks like the market might tank from here on out. Still haven't gotten across on my 15-minute. Still trying to be patient in Peloton. I still haven't been able to get an entry. I needed to get it up there by 28.85s for it to make sense for the reversal.
That's Mitch. Philip. The other guy's Mitch. Watch out. Remember last time you came on stream? Yeah. Hey, couple is subjective. And it's all subjective. Few, couple, it's all subjective. Maybe my couple is like 30, you know? A few is very subjective. Maybe my few is like 20, you know? If you're taking a million, a few of a million might be like 20, 30.
Looks like we might get some cracks here.
Alright, so here's the low of the day break. I might take a little bit more here if we do get a break of the low. S&P 500 is about to do it now. The one I'm really going to target is MU because it's right around that previous closing price, which is also the low of the day. So we break underneath MU. It's not the low of the day actually, but that's the one I'm going to target here. Gotta wait for a firm break here though, and then I could use the $0.50 maybe as resistance for MU. It's got to get under the previous closing price though. Mitch, what index are you using to follow oil? I would say probably like UWT.
I look at USO and Gush because Gush moves faster and USO lags. I want SQ here, guys. I was trying to get 59.20s there. I wasn't able to grab it. I was actually going to go long off the bottom here, try to see a reversal for square. It was a good tight risk to reward there. Would have got only risked 30 cents there on 50 shares and a potential $2 move up. So I wanted to see if I can get that, but it moved really quickly off the bottom there.
So I'm waiting for the market to see if we get a surge down here. Looking at MU more than anything, but watching the S&P, it's still kind of sideways and choppy. We need the break of 277 on the SPY before I decide to get in anything else. Hey, we appreciate the sub, James. Welcome in. I appreciate it. And yeah, so since we're going to have a long weekend, I can keep it going a little bit longer today. Yeah, Mitch can see it. He might not be paying attention to it, but he can see it. Yeah. Jonathan's trying to talk to you in the chat.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
Just trying to pay attention to square here, guys, so,
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
It happens.
Yeah, I can see the tread. Yeah, I got you.
Alright, so let's look at 278.50 here and see if the SPY rejects there.
Big strong move from square, trying to push up again here.
Just to show you guys here on the S&P 500, this is the level I'm talking about right here at 2790. And on the SPY, you can see that level right here. This 278. There we go. This 2078.50 right here. So I'm gonna look to see if these levels hold as resistance. I could also plan on shorting into some stuff as they test. I actually like how the S&P 500 looks better. There we go. I actually like how this looks a little bit better for a downward drop, but if we get a surge above this, I'm gonna wait. We did get that surge above. As you can see here, we broke above that level with the S&P 500 and the SPY. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Robert, welcome, man. I appreciate it. SPY looks like it's holding it a little bit better here. There's a rejection underneath. Getting ready to maybe short MU here if the SPY holds under this and if the S&P 500 gets pushed below it. I would have to use a risk level in the S&P 500 or an MU of 75, so about 10 cents a share. Gonna be patient here and wait for my entry before I start to short into it. Profit target set at 48.50 is what I'm gonna take. Big surge up, so I might not take it since we did get the big surge up here in the SPY. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. See if we get another entry, but that actually pushed above a big support and resistance level, which was the high of pre-market. So we just broke over the pre-market high, and we're gonna wait to see what happens here if we hold this level as support or what we do here for the SPY. And I'm gonna look to trade MU in that direction, maybe AMD. Depends. Likes to sleep. Alright. You say you put the @ sign and then you type in beginner John Han Solo. Oh man. Yeah, I appreciate the sub. Top. See if this holds the support here for the S&P, for the SPY. We're also at the $0.50 for the SPY. I'm going to short into this now. I'm in with 200 shares. I don't mind adding another 200 in MU. See if we get a quick move down to test that whole dollar, or that $0.50 at 48.50. $56, $55. I'm gonna take half off there. Got the drop. Gonna hold the last 100 shares here. See if we get a move under 48.55 or so, or 48.50 or so. Plan to hold the rest break even.
All right, so 15-minute MACDs are getting really tight now. Oil is still looking really down, so I think this is why we haven't broken out, even though it's been holding these levels.
All right, I got out of the last little bit, break even. We squeezed up a little bit too much. I might short back into it, but the SPY looks weak here.
If you look at the hourly chart, we're still just stuck between 280s and 276.
Yeah, I just jumped back in with 100 shares. Just going to look for a much larger breakdown. If the SPY's back below that previous closing price, or that pre-market high, and so I'm kind of bummed out I sold a little bit too soon there. But we're going to hold 100 shares just to keep it very small and see if we get a break. Now that the SPY is broken back under that, just to see if we get a break under the previous close.
This one actually looks very bearish.
My man Han Solo. He made a joke that said John is the Doc Antle of the stock market, and then he did a terrible Photoshop, but it looks great. Yeah, y'all go check out the Discord. That's hilarious. Thank you, man. That's funny. That looks great, man. Check out the Discord, Mitch.
Will do.
It's hilarious. I'm the Doc Antle of the stock market. I don't know. I'd like to beat the Tiger King, honestly. I'm the Tiger King, but I love it, man. Thank you. You know, it's great. It really is. It's great, man. It's great. Appreciate the sub, Mo. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
That's great.
I love it. AMD looking strong, guys.
I'll break even on this trade with a view. See if we get that breakdown. Really depends on the market, but if the market breaks here, I might add a little bit actually here.
If you can tame a cat, you can tame the market.
Hey, I'm John Exotic. Yeah.
If you could tame a cat, you could tame the market.
Yeah, I got out of it. I'll jump back in if we see some more weakness. But I'm John Exotic over here, man. I'm John Exotic.
Be right back, guys. 2 seconds.
John Exotic over here, man. Taming the stock market like I'm taming a tiger. Yeah, no. I might still short into AMD here. I don't hate it. The market's looking weaker and weaker, specifically the S&P 500. And so if I short into it, I don't hate this. I just shorted into another 300 shares here. Gonna take profits quick if we get a drop. Ideally at like 58, 57. That's the drop in the market. Looks weak. Maybe I'm giving some money away, guys. We got a pop there. I'm gonna wait 1 second here to see if this holds. I'm out. Too big of a squeeze. Maybe held a little bit too long for that last one. Still up 115 on the day. Might be finding myself in over trading mode right now. I wanted to keep the stream on a little bit longer to keep trading and hang out with you all, but maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Short means you're betting the market is going to go down. Yeah, market's closed tomorrow. That's why I'm trying to keep it going a little bit longer. – 24 minutes to get 200 likes for Encore trading. I don't know, man. The problem is the market's going to start slowing here. And which means my momentum is going to slow, so I don't know, man. We'll see.
All right. Just took a starter there in SQ on the long. There you go. Now we're up there to 60s.
You want to join the Discord? Here, you gotta create a Discord account. But here, if you want to join it, check it out. Here, I'll post this link. There's the link right there.
$4,000 shares going through there at 96.
Shout out to my man Adam for the sub. Thank you, bro. Welcome to the team, brother. I appreciate the sub. Market squeezing up a little bit. Should be good for you, brother.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to get up there to 279.73s, which I have a trend line drawn down from the SPY. 15 minute. I think we should at least try that trend line.
Nice.
Put the SPY up here. so I can show you guys what I'm looking for. 15-minute chart. See how this touches keep going up there to that 279, 280s.
I just got in another trade on AMD, holding 200 shares now. Out of sold a little bit already, but I'm gonna hold the rest break even. And I'm out. But nice little $30 win for AMD. So back up to 150s. We'll see what else we can find today. If we break this high, I might jump back in. If we get a pivot back down to the 49.50 level on AMD, and then a break of these highs on the SPY, I might jump in and then ride that up for a few more cents if we get it.
I need to see a cross happen on my MACD for me to add. If not, leave the 50 shares, leave the risk small right now.
Yeah, that last one was a long, actually, Jonathan. Sideways day, though.
Yeah, sideways day.
It's the most sideways day we've had in a long time, man. Hopefully we'll break above some levels, but we'll see.
All right, I'm getting a pullback here.
With 400 shares now. We're gonna see what we get. Gonna take it under $0.50. Keep it very small. If it breaks under the $0.50, I'm just gonna exit the position. It's on the long side. Ooh, I don't like that rejection. I got out roughly break even. I don't like the rejection in the SPY right there. Yeah, Good Friday's tomorrow. It's Easter. It's the Friday before Easter. Yeah, here's my P&L, guys. 148 on the day.
All right, would like to see a volume surge here through the 280s. It's going to show that we'll probably get a little bit of a bullish day, and I can handle this bounce back to the VWAP.
Market's trying again.
Still haven't gotten across on the MACD. That's why I haven't added.
A little bit more here.
I'll look for the cross and then I'll add, guys.
Take a little bit more off there. Holding 100 shares left of AMD. I'll let this last little bit work here. See if we can get a move up to 75. 49.75 is my next profit target. About $190 day so far. Gonna hold the rest break even under. Looks like 49.57.
That looks strong. Looks like we're going to try to get a crack here. If we can crack the MACD up, I'll look for a pullback, and I'll definitely add.
I'll put you back up. There you go.
So the MACD is important here, guys. MACD runs off of moving averages, and then the RSI runs off of overbought and oversold.
69s. Like I said, 75s is going to be my next target, but I might take a little bit early off here and let this last 50 shares work up to there and see if we get a break above that. There we go. Let me go ahead and get out the rest there. So $200 day roughly, 196, 197 roughly, so not too bad. Show you guys real quick. Here's my position list. Made about $200 on AMD alone. Struggled with everything else, but nice day. Another green day. So every day green this week, no losing days. Streamed it all live, so really happy with my results. We almost got 150 likes, guys, so hit that like button if you haven't already as well.
Next stop here is through the 6088s, and then we'll take some at 6090s. We'll take some off, pay ourselves like 40 bucks, and then just keep going.
I might post this Tiger King picture on my Facebook. Gotta do it. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Ashley. Welcome to the team. I appreciate it.
Still haven't gotten the cross on the 5 minute. So it's keeping me a little bit concerned about this position. Letting it get a chance to break out through the 50s here though. Because if it breaks out through the 50, the SPY might just follow it and get through the 280s. So I'll be more patient than trying to grab $30 here.
SPY pushing up again. Looks strong. That's good.
Really would not want to see this 15-minute MACD cross down. So I'm going to stay with the 15-minute chart now instead of the 5-minute.
I'm in with 500 shares of AMD. Gonna sell half, a little bit over half, holding 200 left on the breakout of the SPY here with this momentum. Gonna hold the last bit break even. I'm only in with 200 shares now.
All right, looks like the market wants to surge a little bit here. Might take an ad if I can get a cross.
Just sold another 100 shares just to play it safe and hold the rest. Gonna take some off as it continues to head up here over that 49.75 level on AMD, if we get that or not. That's a big resistance level, it looks like. Previous high of the day. And I'm just gonna get out the rest there. $220 day for me so far. Slowly grinding up. Mitch's account is a $14,000 account, Vance, but it's a $700 max loss, so it's actually a little bit smaller than that, and that's the one you see on screen. And so, yeah, Mitch is the small one, but again, it's a $700 max loss, $14,000 in margin account, so it's got 14K, but it's roughly a $700 account.
All right, guys, I'm going to take some off here as we get through the 60s up to the 70s and 80s. There we go. Up there to 70s. Looking for one more little push up here in the 70s.
Looks good, man. Good job, brother.
All right, sold out there at 75, guys, right at the top. I'm okay with selling a couple cents from the VWAP. Yeah, it's about 30 cents from VWAP, but I'm okay with $43. It's almost $1 win. Only risk 50 cents. That's 2-to-1 return. Just gonna take it off the table because the SPY is way too in a sideways trend. If it would have broke out there through the 280s, I would have kept it, but it didn't just surge, and that surge is what I was looking for. So if not, I take my profit, and I can always get back into a trade.
Right. Good work, bro.
Yeah, not bad. Coming back, right?
Yep.
2 losses, followed by 2 wins. Gets us in the green, guys.
I think I'm done now. Again, $220 day. Solid day. Really good accuracy scalping today. Great way to end the week, and one of the best weeks I've ever had trading. Considering it's not the biggest gains I've had this week, but it's the biggest consistent gains, right? So it's like before I might have like a huge win, right? This is a bunch of good wins. So almost every day has been at least $150 plus, except for one day this week. I think I made over $150 every day. And it's been a really great week, a lot of consistency, and really loving how my trading's been going lately. So we're just gonna keep it up. Like I said, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We do this live every single weekday morning for free on YouTube. So if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. That's correct, fans. That's basically exactly what it's doing. They're basically hiring you to make money for them, and in return they're offering to let you keep 85% of the profit. That's exactly right. They're giving you, for me, I have the pro package, right? But like with the intro package, it's $14,000, and they give you they are supplying you 14K in buying power, and they're letting you keep 70% of those profits. But there's a $700 max loss, but it also comes with a course and a demo account and access to their chat room. But you're basically an independent contractor for them, and that's what you're doing with TradeNet and TEFs. People hate on it, but again, I don't understand why. Most of the time, people just lose money by taking a bunch of dumb trades and then blame their broker, which is very common. Immature people will be immature, and they can't handle it or be introspective, and so they blame their platform. The reality is it's a cheap way to get started. It's one of the cheapest ways you can short stocks and actually make money doing so. And so I think if you really think about it, instead of depositing thousands as a new trader, this is a much cheaper option that lets you risk less, because you're probably going to lose, doesn't matter where you go. And so I'd rather lose $400 than risk thousands and lose that as a new trader, at least.
100% agree with that. At the end of the day, guys, you got to find what helps you. And if you're trying to advance your skills, always have goals, figure out what's the next skill needed and knock it down.
Yep, exactly. And guys, if you want to check out Trade Ideas, which are the best scanners in trading, it's the same scanners I'm using. There's a little bit of a delay with these scanners, but if you want to check them out, I posted the link there. You can get 15% off by putting in our promo code for Trade Ideas, which is BT15. Allows you to get the best scanners in trading, super real time, super up to date. You can build scans around different strategies, and it's pretty simple without code. Legit scanners, really customizable, and in my opinion, especially if you're like scalping like me, they can certainly pay for themselves if you're a good enough trader. And so check out the link in the chat.
Yeah, man. 4 for 4 this week.
Yeah.
4 for 4 yourself also.
Yeah.
So
no losing days, man. So it's been a solid week, man. But yeah, guys, good luck. we'll see you all. Like I said, hit the subscribe button. We should have a few videos we put out this weekend as well, guys, so be on the lookout for that. We appreciate the love and support, and yeah, guys, good luck in the markets. Oh, also, if you want to check out, if you need a website done, check out my site. I'll post this link here, and if you want to check out our website, you know, if you're at home and you don't have anything else to do, and you want to get a website done, check out my website. You know, we can build you a professional website very quickly in 48 hours. You know, very, very quick, and like I said, in 48 hours is really the selling point. And so if you want to check it out, there's the link. I'll post the link in here as well. Also, check out Beginner Trading's link. Like I said, if you don't have anything else to do and you want to create a business website, you need a website done, we do it for cheap within 2 days. We'll send you all the stuff for your website. And I'll post this link. You can check that out. Also, go check out our Beginner Trading site as well. If you want a kind of a good centralized place where you can kind of find all the different strategies we use, all this different stuff, you know, go check out our Beginner Trading site as well. I'll post that link here too. We got a free trading course if you want, you know, to see different classes we have, all for free. And we're not experts, it's just free content that we put out there. We also have this on YouTube, so if you go to YouTube playlist, you can see our free day trading classes. We got a strategy breakdown section where you can look at long and short strategies, and you can see we break them down fully here, showing you kind of all the different parts of the strategies we use, or at least some of them. I still got to add my scalping ones, and then we got broker reviews as well. We got a contact page, so I'll post this link here as well. And yeah, guys, good luck in the market. We'll see you guys Monday. Everybody have a good long weekend, and make sure to subscribe. We're going to put out a lot of free content this weekend, so be on the lookout for that.
All right, guys, have a great one, guys.
Wait, so... Wait, do you think me pushing stuff is spam? Hold on, just to ask this. Appreciate the sub, Alfred. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the sub. But no, do you think me posting links on my own channel is spam? If you do, I don't think you understand what spam is. We'll do that later. Yeah, because, I mean, listen, man. YouTubers get weird sometimes. It's like they want you to stay on here for free, but then when you promote anything, they cry about it, you know? You'll be alright, bro. Have a good day, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys next time. And I'll see you guys on Monday. We'll be back bright and early. No losing days this week. And I'll see you guys later. Sorry, that was quick. I banned him really quick. It was really easy, actually. He thought he was going to be able to spam, and then I just banned him. It was super easy. He got like 4 posts out. Feels good, man. Hey, like I said, haters, keep hating. I was green every day this week. I was green every day but one last week, and I stream it all live on YouTube. So, you know, keep hating. We're going to keep growing bigger, and man, it must feel bad to just watch us grow big while you keep hating on us. So, good luck, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys then.